paint an entire Eldar army in 3 days. We're teaming up with the Army Painter to use their brand new speed paint to showcase 3,000 points of Craft World Eldar. This is going to be one of the hardest paint challenges I've ever attempted. There's going to be blood, sweat, and tears, but at the end of it, hopefully there's going to be an Eldar army. Join us live on our YouTube channel from Friday to Sunday as I complete this monumental task.
Hello everyone, welcome to a very exciting Hangout and Hobby, the longest Hangout and Hobby that the Art of War has ever had. It is a 3-day Hangout and Hobby where I am just here painting an entire Eldar army. Hopefully you all are all as excited as I am. I am super hyped to get this going. I'm super hyped to be painting an entire Craft World army in 3 days. If you haven't maybe caught up on what we're doing here, let me give you the rundown. So I am here with a little bit of help from the Army Painter, and I'm going to be painting up an entire Craft World Eldar army for the Art of War. We didn't really have a single cohesive Craft World Eldar army in the studio. We just kind of had like a little bit of Nick's army, a little bit of Mark's army, and we would just play it. But, Craft World Eldar, they're back. Maybe they haven't seen the table as much recently, but they are undeniably back. We've got a new codex for Craft World Eldar that goes up on pre-order tomorrow. We thought now is an absolutely fantastic time to get a single unified Craft World Eldar army, so we did it. We started from scratch. We've been building up the Eldar, we've been collecting some stuff, and we are ready to start a brand new Art of War stream army. So I'm going to be responsible for painting that, and that's quite the challenge, it turns out. We called our friends. We talked to the people who knew best how to paint an army all in one go, and what that meant was that we talked to the Army Painter. So all we did was, called up Adam from the Army Painter. We were like, hey, if we're going to paint an army in 3 days, what do we need to do? And Adam talked to me about our speed paints. We actually did a video about that yesterday, where he and I went over the new speed paint line from Army Painter. I'm going to use Army Painter speed paints to get this Eldar army going. Super impressed with them so far. It's supposed to be like a one coat and done layer on a model, so you can just put one layer of paint on an armor piece, and that's it. That's all you need to do. You're good to go. So I'm really excited to try it out, put it to the test, kind of review the speed paints as I use them. This is going to be my first army that I'm painting with all Army Painter, and I'm really excited to see how it goes, see how I like it, and really excited to keep company for the whole ride. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be batch painting a ton of Eldar all day today, all day tomorrow, and all day on Sunday. If you want to know when this is going to be going live on Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be going live at about 9 a.m. every day. And I'm going to go on until I need a lunch break, and then we're going to restart it at 2 p.m. every day. And that's all going to be Eastern time. So if you want to hang out with me now, I'm probably going to be here until about 12:30, 1 o'clock. And I'm going to be painting Eldar the entire time. And when I'm done, I'm going to go eat lunch. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back at 2 p.m. and we're going to keep painting Eldar. Because if I'm going to paint 3,000 points of Eldar in a weekend, I cannot afford to take long, interrupted breaks. We gotta grind this Eldar paint train. Hopefully everyone is excited to join me. I know I am very excited to slap some paint on these miniatures. Alright, let's get started, right? So, the name of the game is speed paint and batch painting. Let's get going. Hello, Kyle Norman in the chat. Thank you so much. I see that $5 super chat. You're a hero. Kyle Norman has a list for me. 5 Warglaves, 1 Helverin, 3 Morax with Lightning Locks, and a Megara. Do I run it as Imperial Knights or Chaos Knights for GT next weekend? Kyle Norman, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think that looks like a Chaos Knight list to me. I don't really like Chaos Knights. Not that they're bad. I'm loyal to the core until we get good Iron Warrior rules. Until then, I'm loyal. So I normally say go Free Blades or bust. But Chaos Knights, you're going so heavy on the armigers, I'm feeling a little chaotic. Plus, that one Megara can be your Warlord, still get the good relics, Warlord traits, everything you need, where you can't buy them for Chaos Knights. So maybe 3 Megaras isn't so good in Chaos. That's definitely an Imperial thing. but I think it works out here. Kyle Norman, Chaos Knights, final answer. David is asking, what did I use to prime the models? Oh, David. I used Army Painter Primer. So I used a special technique that Adam taught me like 2 days ago called Zenithal priming. So what that means is that all of the infantry models, which is really what I'm going to be working on for this first session, is infantry models. All of them were primed black. Just like thoroughly primed black. The model is entirely black, whole thing. And then I'm going to be painting these a light color. Then I primed white over it, but I didn't do the whole model. I didn't get into the nooks and crannies. I primed kind of from like the top down and like a little bit of an angle from the side, kind of like the sun's coming down on it. And I did that so that there would be a lot of shadows and recesses where, you know, the parts aren't entirely black, but the white paint didn't get all the way there. So it's like a nice gray, like underneath pouches where there's going to be shadows, like crinkles of robes, like, you know, inside of hair. All of that is a much lighter color. And that means that when I put the one coat on of the speed paint, there's going to be a lot more depth to it for just having one layer, you know, in addition to the depth that speed paint normally provides. But yeah, let's get started. We've got a lot of plastic Eldar that we've been compiling to get ready for this moment. So what I'm going to be doing here is Biltan. Biltan is the color scheme that I have chosen. I'm going to be doing it a little bit different, but I really like the colors of Biltan, where it's going to be mostly green, some white detail, a little bit of red detail. I think, though, that on the infantry, I'm going to keep them majority green instead of going like the white armor plate with a little bit of green, that's kind of the inverse. I think I'm going to go majority green on just about every model, but still really, really excited. So let's get started. Speed paint time. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, the Army Painter speed paints, by the way, they apply really, really nice. They're very nice. They thin out because they're a reactive paint, is how Adam Abramowitz, who knows this far better than I do, describes it. Which means that when it comes to like the paints actually like being spread out, sometimes with contrast, you get like a coffee stain effect where it looks like you know, it kind of like when you put it over like a large flat surface, it just like gets a little like weird and watery and like has like you can see the brush strokes after you're done. And with the speed paint, that is because it's a reactive paint, it'll like even after you put it down, it'll kind of reform a little bit, and that is designed so that you can't see those things. And I'm really excited to try that out. Will I be running them as Biltan? I might not even be playing Eldar. I am painting this for the Art of War. I don't want to rule out Craft Worlds either. I have been known to play armies that are good as often as I play armies that I like. So it is definitely possible that I play them. But if I do, I have no idea what I would play them as. You know, we really don't know. It's too early to tell, even though there's a lot known about the Eldar Codex. You know, it's not exactly a certainty what's the best Craft World. But Biltan is the best looking Craft World, and that is good enough for me. So that is what we're starting out with. If you are curious, by the way, about what is in that wonderful box, or that wonderful Eldar Codex, I should give you a little hint that tomorrow morning, very, very early, Nick Nanavati is going to be reading it live on this channel because we have the Eldar Codex. We have it as a preview copy, but unfortunately, I really can't talk about it yet, so you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer if you want to hear about what's actually in that book. That is something we will not be discussing until tomorrow's stream. But you should definitely join us live tomorrow morning to find out more. So here we go, putting a little green on. What I'm using here is the I believe it's called Orc Flesh. Let me check. Orc Skin. Orc Skin is a very nice, vibrant green, and that is how I'm going to be starting off just all the green armor plates. So right now, the first set that I'm doing is a set of Rangers. These are the new plastic Rangers from Eldritch Omens. We snagged 2 of those boxes, built up 10 Rangers. Rangers seem pretty solid. They're generically, like, historically, they're like a staple troop choice for Eldar. So I'm hoping that they will continue to see use in the new book. But you know what? Most importantly, these models are dope. I've painted the old metal Rangers. I used to have 15 of them back in the dark days when I was playing Eldar, and those models, I hated them. I really did. The metal barrels were always like bending and flopping and breaking, and it was just all bad. Yeah, it was not good. But it's okay. We've got new plastic Rangers. Here we go. Do appreciate everyone keeping me company in the chat today. See, yeah, appreciate everyone in there. Hello, Michaela. Hello. Man, this is This is a daunting project. There is so much Eldar in this house right now. We had some people over the week, some friends, and there's just like boxes of Eldar like that's still unbuilt. There's boxes of Eldar being built. There's Eldar everywhere, and it's possibly too much. But at the end of this, I'm thinking we're gonna have a nice Eldar army, so it's gonna be worth it. But right now, it is a lot of Eldar. Rule of 3 means having 1 unit of metal, 1 unit of fine cast, 1 unit of plastic, right? Kelly, unfortunately, we're going all plastic. As much as the iconic models sometimes make me happy, I don't know about that. Also, they might be troops. Rule of 3 doesn't apply to troops, and if Rangers were troops, then you could have more than 3 units of them. But we will really have to wait and see on that one. However, I like plastic models too much. This is designed to be a nice new Eldar army. We're not using old models other than the ones that we have to. I'm going to be painting Karandras at some point. We're really going to have to wait and see on that one. Hello, Nick. Hello, Burgosaurus Rex. What's the paint scheme? We're going for alternate Beal Tan, which means that we're going for green. So the vehicles are going to be just Beal Tan. And the infantry is still going to be Beal Tan, but I'm going to use a little more green than normal. Because Art of War doesn't have a green army, and also painting white is scary. So we're going to go with a little bit of white, because I'm gonna face my fears, but we're not going to go all white. So there's definitely going to be some white on like helmets and things, but I'm gonna keep a lot of green armor plates in here for these Rangers. Doodle-doo. At least they fixed the war gear load out of Eldar infantry, means you don't have to fiddle with magnetization. Kelly, I am not strong enough to magnetize all the infantry. I'm really not. But what I am strong enough to do is magnetize all the vehicles. This first stream is going to be very, very infantry heavy. So you're not going to see vehicles until probably like this afternoon or tomorrow after I do some airbrushing off stream. But I will say that I did a lot of magnetization for all the vehicles. Like all the weapons, I actually magnetized 3 Night Spinners / Fire Prisms. That was a tricky kit to magnetize. Magnetizing Fire Prisms and Night Spinners was difficult. But we did it. And I was actually really happy with how it came out. So you'll be able to see me painting those later on this weekend without a doubt. I'm a lucky guy with so many miniatures. I am, Nick. I'm lucky. Art of War is a wonderful place to work at, and I am fortunate to be here. Can you say if Eldar is on the same power level as Custodes or Tau? I really can't. Not that I can't as in I won't. It's more like I don't know. I've read the book. It's very interesting. I think that if you play Eldar and you enjoy Eldar and then you go pick up this book, I would say you'll be happy. That's what I'm going to say. Am I going to paint on stream so I can see? Yeah, was I leaning back? Let me check here. Oh, wow. I need to adjust this camera. Or I need to sit forward. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move my chair forward. Yep, I was holding the model off camera. And that's boring to watch because you can't see anything. Let's do it. What craft am I painting? Beal Tan. I'm painting the wonderful Beal Tan craft world because they're the coolest and they're green. And because I really like Aspect Warriors. Aspect Warriors are my personal favorite part of Eldar. I think the Aspect Warriors are just super, super cool. So Beal Tan is a good craft world to pick if you like craft world, because they've got some rules to support that, and because they're in the lore, they are known for their love of Aspect Warriors and for having a large number of Aspect Warriors. I believe Beal Tan is the one that has the Swordwind. The Swordwind is like their name for their war host, and the Swordwind is honestly just kind of a cool name. Oh, Marcel, I'll let you know, I already have stencils in the mail. My airbrush is ready. I will absolutely be doing some Vine stencil work on the vehicles, because I think you're right. I think that would look amazing. And because stencils and airbrushes are a good way to make a mediocre painter like myself produce good-looking models. So speed paint. Yeah, speed paint is going on really fast, by the way. This is nice. It's actually kind of wish I hadn't started with the Rangers, because I was like, yeah, I'm going to start by painting all the green armor plates and everyone. And then I picked up the Rangers and like really looked at them. And I realized they're like 90% like cloak. Still off stream? Jeez. All right, we got this. Okay, I just have to lean forward like a gremlin. I always like hold my models like right next to my eyes because I am actually a goblin. Perhaps a hobby goblin. Speed paint, painting speedily. Green Eldar Slick. Hello, Michael from the UK. Seagrange has been painting Wraith Construct models for the past 2 months. You know, I do have a soft spot for Andon. I like Wraith Constructs too. I like Wraith Constructs and Aspect Warriors, and I like the Avatar of Khaine. I will not be painting the Avatar of Khaine on the stream because we don't have him, and we're not going to have him in time. But maybe when GW releases it, we'll do like a normal hangout and hobby where I happen to paint the Avatar of Khaine to like finish up the project and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. Let's see. Man, so much. I really shouldn't have started with Rangers. There's just so much things that are going to be brown on these. But it's alright. There's a little bit of green. We're going to keep going down the line. After the Rangers get this little coat, I'm going to go on to Howling Banshees, and we're going to give them a nice bone-looking armor, and that's going to be sweet. Howling Banshees are something that excites me. My favorite Eldar unit is Striking Scorpions. So we're going to paint 10 Striking Scorpions on this stream, just a little FYI. But I will say Howling Banshees are also kind of cool. And also they've got those really nice new plastic models. So I've got 10 of them primed and ready to go. There's a lot. I wish I could like, look on our social media. I think we've been posting how many darn Eldar I've been building and priming these last couple days. Hobgoblin, yeah, honestly, Kelly, I don't really have a defense against that. I'm a little bit of a Hobgoblin. Storm Guardians have plenty of weapon options. Oh goodness. You know, Storm Guardians, I like them. Just on a lore perspective. I like that, you know, Eldar like grab like their guardsmen, like their guardians and like their bakers, and they're like, hey, we need you to show up to battle. And some of them were like, I mean, I guess give me a gun and I'll fight. And then some of them were like, no, give me a chainsword. Like, I have no combat training other than just being an Eldar. We're doing it. Adjust the overhead camera. Let's see how far we can go here. I don't want to... Oh, that's the edge of the table. We're losing it. All right. I'm going to hold the models here where you can actually see them, and we're going to work on that. Unfortunately, normally when I'm like painting on a stream, I'll like hold up my models and like the face cam, and I'll like show you what's going on. So I kind of messed up, and that is that I'm painting this Eldar army the same color green as the green screen. And maybe that's why we didn't have any green armies, is because we knew that as soon as we painted a green army, it would disappear from our streams. But the top down, you can see green on it, and the face shot of me, there's a green screen behind me. I don't actually have army painter paint them all. So when I hold up like a green model, like this guardian that I did as a test model, yeah, he's not really working. So that's unfortunate. Do you guys have the Inari trio? That's a great question. I know we have the in card because that has been good at some point, and I know we have it. I'm pretty sure we have Yvraine somewhere. I haven't seen Yvraine in a while. I know we have I know we have what's the other one? The Vizark. I know we have the Vizark because we used him as an Archon for like a while. Like I know there's a Vizark around here. Let's see, lighting is way off. Let's see what we can add. Let's see if we can mess with the lights a little bit, get people seeing things properly. Alrighty. Let's see if this is helpful at all. Is that any better? Let me know if that's any better. The Marsala, appreciate you pointed it out. Let me know if that helps. All right, let's keep going. More green on these Rangers. This one's holding something. He's got a disc in his hand. It's like the big. It's one of the. I don't really know what it is actually. I think it's a gloom field. Maybe it's a wireweave net. It's one of the Ranger options. They have like a little like frisbee disc with fins on it, and it like floats, and he's like pushing a couple buttons. Don't really know what it means, but I'm sure that this upgrade that we've put on is good. And if it's not, I'm gonna pretend he doesn't have it. Ken Miller is talking about a turn 1 Falcon drop full of fire dragons. That would be interesting. I don't know if the Fire Dragon rules have been previewed on Warhammer Community, so maybe. I mean, as you'd expect, they got a 9th edition update. We're going to be talking a lot about Eldar rules on the stream tomorrow, but I'm going to be honest, not really going to talk about it much on this one, because I don't actually know what I'm allowed to say, so I'm going to say nothing. A little better light was just blowing out the entire frame, just seeing a white glow. Yeah, we can do better than a white glow because this is supposed to be a green army. So we're gonna, hopefully that's a little better. We're gonna keep it coming. All right, Rangers. Green on this one is done. Yep, good. Let's keep going, more Rangers. How many Rangers do I have? Just 10, this is fine. Yeah, really, it's just, there's so much brown on these models. I have to actually use a detail brush to get this on. Yeah, little nervous because I have no idea how long this is going to take. We just kind of set 3 days and I just cleared my schedule. It's yeah, I'm just going to do this for 3 days. I don't know. I don't want to be wrong and then not paint the Eldar army in 3 days. Then I'd look silly. But also, what if the speed paints are so speedy that I paint in 1 day? And everyone is super impressed. I don't think that's going to happen. But maybe 3 days. I think if I'm being an optimist, I think we can make it happen. And I'll probably come back and do some detail work. But we're getting the army tabletop in 3 days. This is a nice green. This orc skin, I like this a lot. I could see myself using this on a lot of things. If anyone hasn't tried out the Army Painter speed paints, would recommend it. They're available right now in their box sets, which are the best because you get a ton of speed paints. But I'm 99% sure that they're going to be available to be sold individually in March. That is what Adam said in our stream yesterday, and I assume that he knows, so I'm just going to repeat it. I can do single day if I bust out the airbrush. 100% I will be busting out the airbrush. I'm going to be doing, some of the painting is going to be off stream because our hobby stream really isn't set up anywhere near the airbrush booth, and I'm not taking that whole thing apart because that took too long to put together. So I'm going to be doing some airbrushing off stream as well. The speed paints on the infantry we're doing with a normal brush the old-fashioned way, but I guarantee for these vehicles there's going to be a lot of airbrushing. So you're just going to see me wave like a white falcon underneath the overhead camera, and then I'm going to come back the next afternoon and it's going to be fully green, fully painted, because airbrushes are magical. For units, was the goal to just have at least one of each option for flexible testing? 100%, Kelly. I think that I have no idea what's good in Eldar. And I read the book, and you know what? There's a lot of things that are good in Eldar, but I don't know what I actually want to take. And also, when we got the models, we had no idea. So not much to say on what's going to survive the testing. But we thought that this is a stream army. We want to be able to show off different units. So there's going to be a lot of everything. I have basically every aspect warrior that was in stock a month ago. I've got 10 of those. So I've got 10 Howling Banshees. I've got 10 Striking Scorpions. I've got 10 Warp Spiders. Yeah, we've got stuff. And then, 10 Rangers. We've got, I think 20 or 30 Guardians. We've got Miss Janezar, the fancy new plastic model, who's amazing. And of course, we're going to be working on we got a Karandras as well, because Striking Scorpions are my favorite aspect host. So I was like, I can't say that and then not paint Karandras. So I got Karandras a while back, and he's just been sitting in the closet for a while. So I hope he's good. But even if he's not, I'm probably going to play him because he's the big Striking Scorpion. Definitely going to play Janezar, though, because I don't care if she's good. She literally has never been good ever. But her model is dope. So Janezar is going to need to see the screen. Yeah, also, the options was just magnets. I'm not painting this just as here's my 2,000 point list. I'm really painting this as here's an army for our stream channel. And with that in mind, it's yeah, we don't always bring the best units. So just because I'm painting Rangers does not mean that Rangers are busted in the new book. It's more like Rangers are new models and they're hype. They're exciting because they're new. So people are going to want to see Rangers on stream. So it's worth painting them regardless of how good they are. And I built them with no idea of what the rules would be. So they were getting painted no matter what. Yeah. Ken Miller with the vote of confidence. Thank you so much, Ken. That means a lot because I think I'm gonna get it too. I think these speed paints are awesome. I think a little bit of airbrushing between streams is gonna go a long way. Get some cool effects in, and also speed paints are awesome. I think it's the main thing. The main point here is that speed paints are great. Yeah. This is going on pretty fast, honestly. All right, Rangers. Yeah, probably each model is going to end up having like 2 or 3 different like stages of speed paint. Where like right now I'm doing all the green armor on the Rangers, and then I'm probably going to do like bone armor on the Howling Banshees. Then I'll come back and do like brown cloaks on the Rangers, and then I'll go back and I'll do like red hair on the Banshees, and then I'm going to grab like striking scorpions and do them green, and I think it's just going to keep going. I think we got this. There's a lot of brown on here though. Speed paint. The Marsala got camo stencils into paint Tau. You know, I think the camo Tau look is actually really cool. I don't like Tau. I'm a notorious Tau hater. Maybe it's because I live with Richard and I've been forced to suffer countless indignities at his hands and battlesuit fists. But I will admit, the camo Tau is a good look. So if you're rocking camo Tau, heck yeah, get that airbrushing done. I bet it's going to look awesome. Alrighty. Let's get a little more speed paint. For speed paint, it was recommended that I use a dry palette, not a wet palette. 1, because I'm going to be painting so fast it won't dry. 2, because it'll like seep through the wet palette. So I've got my fine army painter wet palette, and as soon as we start breaking out regular paints, definitely going to be using that a lot. But right now, speeding. I like that the aspects give you an opportunity to vary up colors in an army. Absolutely, I love like how an Eldar army with a lot of aspect warriors looks on the table. That's like my favorite thing, is like seeing the army on the table and being like, oh yeah, it's so like bright and colorful and you can tell whatever unit is. I like that a lot about Craft Worlds. The new Falcon rules look awesome. The model is really old though. Was the Falcon previewed on Warhammer Community, or have pictures just been circling on the internet? Because there's been a lot of leaks with this book. It's been a leaky ship with this one. Like every time I open up a group chat on Facebook, someone's like, oh, did you see the new Baharoth rules? Like, here's a screenshot that is 7 pixels wide. And I'm like, my eyes hurt. I'm not looking at that. but there have been it's been a lot of grainy leaks on this one. It's all right. I'm sure tomorrow, being pre-order day, we will have those rules in the clear. Yeah, speed paints. These look good when they dry. That's the part I like. These things look good when they dry. I have to magnetize 2 Night Spinners prisms this weekend. Any advice? Ken Miller? Hold on, I got you. All right, Ken Miller. I magnetized my Night Spinners and my Serpent. So here we go. Overhead. This is the Night Spinner hull. We're going to hold it up a little bit more. So what I did was, these are all magnetized. Paint dried a little bit in there. Hold on. I said that they're magnetized. There we go. So they're magnetized. So here we've got, I drilled a hole right here and drilled the hole right here and I inset a magnet in. And then before I put these hoods on, I put a magnet underneath. So it just goes in like that and it stays. And I did the same thing with the fire prisms. And you need a kind of decent sized magnet. So I used a drill press to put the holes in. Yeah, I used a drill press during assembly, and I found that was pretty easy to do, honestly, because I just got the right size drill bit, and I just put holes in, and I dropped some magnets in, and that was good enough for me. Alrighty, speed paints. But yeah, we had a lot of like random Eldar vehicle holes that we were just putting together when we were like inventorying like what Eldar do we actually own, and like Jack had 3 Night Spinners that he bought like 4 years ago when Night Spinners were good, and he still had like all the Fire Prism stuff on sprue, and he like never really finished building them. And I was like, hey Jack, if you give those to me, I'll just paint them. And he's like, you know, I haven't painted them in like 3 years. So he took me up on it, and I was like, and I also magnetized them. So now he will have Fire Prisms and Night Spinners. And if one of those is good, I'll be happy that I painted them. And if neither of them are good, then I'll just wait. That's the way of the turnover cycle. Eventually, they'll be good again. Ken, glad that helped. The speed paints seem really vibrant, which matches old like Orc/Eldar art style. Yeah, the speed paints are really bright and vibrant. Some of them are darker, so I'm sure that if you were going for a darker scheme, you'll be able to make it work. And also, you can they are still a paint, so if you let them dry, you could like wash over them, dry brush over them. You could do all the normal things. So I think you could make them work for darker color scheme. But for like really quick, easy steps, I agree. I think that they will lend themselves very well to bright armies. And I think Craft World is a great army to use the speed paint on. But I say that because it's the first army I'm doing with speed paint. Maybe I'll find out that every army is good for speed paint. We'll see. All right, this ranger has the other frisbee. So one of them is a gloom weaver and one of them is a wire weave net. It's names like that. And I don't know which is which, so I kind of built one of each. And well, whichever one's good, they're both that one. I just don't know what they look like is the problem, because like the instructions didn't tell me. So I was like, I don't know, but I wanted to build them because I'm excited about, shiny plastic models. All right. Sweet. Can't wait for the Man Reads book review. iDuff, there will be one coming tomorrow. Reza Prime is asking me, how are you finding the speed paint reactivating issue? I have not found it to be an issue yet, mainly because I am doing batch painting. So the speed paints, my understanding, is that they're designed so that you can literally speed paint an army. You think army paint or speed paint is kind of obvious. But that's what they're designed for. So I'm using them to batch paint an army. So I think the reactivating thing is that if you like put a layer down, and then like half an hour, and you just like put it on the desk, and then like half an hour later you come back and like, yep, I'm gonna put another layer on the same spot, then it's gonna reactivate the paint, and it might make some mistakes. But I'm not gonna be doing that. Like I'm gonna be painting these rangers green, and then I'm gonna set them down. I'm gonna pick up the next unit, set that down, pick up the next unit, and by the time I've painted like one coat on 50 Eldar infantry, the first models are going to be totally dry. And as long as they're totally dry, I'm even told that you can use a small hairdryer to get that done. As long as you let that dry, I don't think it's going to be an issue at all. So I'm not worried about the reactivating yet, but stay tuned, right? If it's an issue, it will come up in this stream. And if it's not an issue, then that's awesome. I'm still not convinced on the contrast/speed paint train. I've only ever used contrast to tint through an airbrush. I think it's just all about what you're looking to do, right? I'm looking to get this army to tabletop quality very, very quickly. I am going to go back and do a lot of detailing over it when it's done, but the goal is to get the entire army tabletop in 3 days. And after that, like a model like Jane Czar, I'm not going to paint her over this weekend to the quality that I want. But she's going to look good at the end of the weekend. And then I'm going to be like, Jane Czar, my favorite aspect, or my favorite Eldar model, period, because she's just kind of a badass. I'm going to come back and I'm going to give her a little bit of detail work and love, and then she's going to be amazing. Snivar's rooting for me. Heck yeah. Good. Snivar's also asking about White Scars, my favorite thing. Thoughts on White Scar Plasma Scepters versus Hellblasters in current meta? I'm going to say Plasma Scepters, because right now that strength 8 versus strength 7 thing is kind of a big deal when it comes to the thick city players that haven't gotten the message, and killing Tau, because I hate Tau. Goodness sake, I really hate Tau. I'm going to vote Plasma Scepters, but I think that they're both still solid in White Scars, and you would not be going wrong either way. Speed painting green. Oh wow, this is the last range already. That happened kind of fast. Thought that'd take longer. Juan Hidalgo has a comprehensive video on speed paint and its reactivation. Yanni, that's a fair point. I will definitely be varnishing this army as well, because it's a stream army. It's going to be on the shelves a lot. It's going to be traveled with a lot. It's going to be played with a lot. These models are going to be well loved and well played, so the whole thing is going to get sealed 100%. All right, that's pretty good. So just did all that. I'm wondering, are the Banshees going to have any green? Let me look at the Howling Banshee on the GLB website. Maybe what I'm going to do is, this wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe I'm going to paint like the cloths on the Howling Banshees green, because like they're Bealtan, but they're getting the bone like iconic Howling Banshee army. So I don't want to, I don't want to paint like the Howling Banshees just solid green, but maybe, oh yeah, like on the website, like their cloths are green. I think I can get away with that. I think we can use the speed paint here. And we're just going to paint the loincloths on the 10 Howling Banshees and Jane Czar. We're going to paint those green. I think that will look good. Let's do it. Jane Czar first. Jane Czar. Look at her. She's so tall. I built a Karandres yesterday, and I knew he was small, right? I know Karandres is an old model. I maybe underestimated how absolutely tiny this man is. Like, Karandras, absolutely small. He's like a tactical marine's waist. And not even like a primary marine, like a tactical marine. He's so short. And I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, wow, this guy is supposed to be like an ancient, like 10 million year old Eldar warrior who's just like the absolute biggest like killing machine in the world. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't see it. Jane Zar, though. You look at Jane Zar and you're like, yep, she could beat me in a fight. Like, you've ever seen those memes like, you know, like ask a man like what animals he thinks he could take in a fight? And the guy's like, I don't know, I think I could take a grizzly bear. And the answer, by the way, is no, you cannot take a grizzly bear. You'd lose. It's like, ask like a normal like Warhammer player if they think they could take Karandras in a fight. Like, look at Karandras. He is like 0.7 inches tall. He is tiny. He's minuscule. Jane Zar would just absolutely destroy me. Not even a question. She's got like a spinny blade thing and a spear, and she is basically flying on her hair. And that's a little intimidating. All right. Doodle-doo, do-do-do. Put the green on Jane Zar. Man, beautiful model. Very happy with her. All right. That, yes, plus if you try to paint over a color with another, then it will mix the two. Yeah. Waiting to paint over things I think is gonna be important. I'm using the normal Army Painter just matte primer. That is all I'm doing. And other questions, from Ken Miller. Yeah, yesterday we did a video with the Army Painter. We had the wonderful Adam Abramowitz on to talk to me about all things speed paint, and there were a lot of questions in there about the reactivation. So if you have some questions yourself, maybe go watch that video and see if Adam has better tips than I would, because I think Adam, who works for the Army Painter, would have much better answers than I would on the subject. But so far has not been a problem for me at all. But we're going to keep working with it and see what comes up. And I'll be providing some good, honest feedback. But so far, so good. Other questions? No, I am not at the Cherokee Open. I am in my house. I'm in my paint stream. I decided not to go to Cherokee, even though it's really it's not that far away. The big thing is that I just took a vacation, and I kind of like got back earlier this week. I didn't really want to like go on vacation and then drive home and then just like turn around and it's like, yep, let's drive to Cherokee. So Jack and Mark and Anthony Vanilla, our newest coach, are all going to Cherokee. My pick is that one of them is going to win it. I'm going to go ahead and say Jack Carpenter gets the dub. That's my prediction. I'm going to say he goes 8-1 because he's playing Tau. I'm calling it. He loses one of his first 6 games, but at 5-1 makes the top 8 of Cherokee. And he's learned from his losses, and he avenges himself in the finals. And I'm just going to call that there because I think Tau is really, really good. I think Custodies are really, really good as well. But none of the Art of War coaches are bringing Custodies, so I'm going to bet on some Tau. We'll see what happens. Going to airbrush the vehicles, 100%. We are absolutely airbrushing vehicles. That is non-negotiable, must happen. Absolutely. All right, let's just wash off my brush real quick. Planning to add basing with models in the 3-day deadline. Crimson Jacket, I am planning to, but I don't know how long this is going to take. So we will find out. I definitely, the goal right now is that the army is painted to a tabletop standard with basing included in 3 days. Sunday night, I'll like post a picture on our Twitter or something of the whatever is done on the on a stream table. And I'm hoping that includes basing and like good paint job. It's not just going to be like primed white and then I just like slap 3 like contrasts on it or 3 speed paints. It's going to be better than that. How long will that Jane Zar weapon robe thingy survive Nick? It will survive Nick forever because Nick is actually not allowed to touch Jane Zar. Nope, that's a rule. It's in the Art of War contract. It's in our like founding principles. Nick Nanavati is not allowed to pick up the Jane Zar model. He's not allowed to write lists that would like make him use her in a game. If I play Jane Zar, Nick's like, and like Nick kills her, I'm the one who removes her. Like Nick doesn't touch Jane Zar. She's too good for him. John painting Eldar spicy. Indeed. You know, I would say that you never would think that you'd see the day, but I think some people expected to see me play Eldar at some point. I don't know. Speed paints. Definitely gonna be experimenting with playing the Eldar just because I'm painting them. So I'll probably do like a stream or 2 with them. but we'll see as to actually tournaments whether or not they make the cut for me. What I'm really excited about is this Tyranid book that got announced, because we know that the next book after Eldar is Tyranids. So that is what I'm excited for. And we'll see what happens, right? I don't know when after Eldar. Like, it's GW timeline, right? Sometimes they're like, oh yeah, it's coming after Eldar. And then like 3 months later, they've released, 2 different Stormcast Eternal codexes and a campaign book that has Stormcast Eternals. We're getting Necromunda updates. The Lord of the Rings, got like a Rings of Power box set. And like still no 40k codexes. And they're like, yeah, well, Tyranids is still the next one. You just have to wait another like 8 months. Brian Aragon, no, Nick is not really that clumsy. He's actually more. It's a dangerous thing. Let me tell you a little story. So Nick just won a G2 with Genestealer Cult. And traditionally, I have played Genestealer Cult a little more than Nick does. But he's definitely played with him, so he has some models. But he didn't have everything he needed for his list. And he's like, hey, John, can I borrow your Genestealer Cult? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. Sometimes I give you stuff and you break them. And he's like, no, I'm not going to break the models. And I'm like, okay, but here's the deal. You can borrow my models, but if you break anything at all, anything that's broken gets glued to your face. Like that's the rule. Is like if you come back to me and you hand me my models and they're missing pieces, all of the pieces get glued to your face. Nick did in fact win a tournament. Nick just won a GT last weekend with the Genestealer Cults. But luckily or unluckily, depending on your perspective, Nick gets back from the tournament and he's like, and I'm like, oh, how are the models? He's like, oh, they're great. I didn't break a single one. I'm like, oh, wow. Really impressed, really impressed, Nick. Okay, you didn't break any of my models. And yesterday he's playing them on stream and like they're still in the case. And I was kind of waiting. I was like waiting to see the models to like really believe it, but I was an optimist. And so I'm like waiting and Nick's like unpacking the models and he like picks up a Ridge Runner. And as he picks it up, like the mining laser just falls off. And he's like, oh yeah, the mining laser fell off. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And like Nick just kind of like keeps going. Like I don't think he realizes what's about to happen. And I just kind of like leave the room, go get myself a drink of water. And I like come back in with a bottle of glue. And I'm like, all right, Nick, it's coming. So I glued a mining laser to Nick's face. And he was like setting up the stream with the mining laser on his face. He had to keep it on for half an hour. It was pretty great. We were making jokes the whole time about how if you cast Psychic Stimulus, Nick can fall back and shoot. You can spend a CP, and because Nick is a mining weapon, he'll gain +1 damage in the shooting phase. It was good fun, but Nick's a good sport about it. And we glued the mining laser back on, so it's good to go. Good to go. I can't have people breaking my beloved Ridge Runners. Like honestly, I love Ridge Runners so much, even though they're like fine. They're not like amazing, but they're good. But I love them, and that's what matters. Crimson Jacket asks, how many levels of painting do you typically recognize? Like Table Ready, Pro, Elite? How do you distinguish between Battle Ready, Plus, and Display Case models? I am more a gamer than a painter, so how many levels are there? Really, for me, it's just about the amount of hours I've invested into an army. I'm not an amazing painter by any standard, although I'm trying to get better. We're slowly getting better. So for me, I look at it as like models that are like tabletop ready is like they've got like 4 or 5 colors, they've got their washes done, but like, if you like pick up the thing, like maybe you haven't painted all the pouches, maybe you haven't like highlighted some spots, the eye lenses may not be painted. Like it's not, it's good enough to play a game with. It like passes the standard, but it doesn't look like it's like a completely finished model. That's like tabletop ready is what I call that. And that's where we try to like speed our models too, so we can use them on streams. But then, as we go back, we try to like take those models, touch them up, make them look a little better. And then like actually done for me is just I've gone and I've painted all the details. So for me, there's 2 levels. There's only 2 levels for me, but I am not by any standard like an amazing painter. So I'm just doing what I can over here. I like to get my armies done though. I don't like to leave them at tabletop standard. Like I usually try to get the whole army to tabletop standard so that I can put it on stream, take it to events. Because you know me, I like going to events. Shocking no one, I'm sure. I like going to events. So yeah, all right, green little tassels on these Banshees. This is a nice, vibrant green color. This is why everyone needs to play Necrons. If the parts fall off it, it's just more lore accurate. See, I feel like that works for Necrons and Orcs. And maybe I should play those armies. Maybe Nick should play Necrons and Orcs. He should go back to the Necrons. It's been too long since we had Nick play Necrons. I think we should do that again. Yo, Yanni with the super chat. Coffee and sweet supplies for this monumental task. Yanni, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I am going to need some snacks and some drinks and some coffee, guaranteed by the end of this. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, actually, but I will on occasion when I need to. And I'm going to let you know by the end of this weekend, I'm going to be drinking coffee. Like, on a week-to-week basis. Like, I haven't had any coffee this week. Just wake up and get some ice water. But nope, by the end of this week, I'm going to need some coffee. Guaranteed. So I really appreciate that. We will put it to good use. Maybe I'll have Nick like bring me some sweets. I should do that. I should call Nick and I'll be like, hey, I'm busy painting. I can't leave the paint stream unattended. Can you go get me lunch? We'll just like see how long that goes. And if I eat it on stream in the paint stream, it is then a business expense because I'm eating it on the clock. It's part of the entertainment. That is indeed a monumental task. Yeah, this is gonna be some effort. It's all right. Speed paints pave the way. Is there a... She doesn't have an... No, she does have an armband. Okay. 3 Banshees done with the greens, and Jane's are done with the greens, and 10 Rangers done with the greens. So we're just going to keep going. Painting of the loincloths. And when I'm done with that, we're going to paint the bone armor. Maybe I'll just keep doing green on everyone. Like, I'll go find, like... I mean, the Striking Scorpion should probably be green. All right, chat. We're running out of time to answer this question, so I'm going to ask it quickly. When I'm done with these Howling Banshees, I'm going to pick up 10 Striking Scorpions, and they're going to get painted green. Obviously, they're Striking Scorpions. Should I do them the same green as the rest of the craft world, which is like this nice, bright, vibrant green? It's called Orc Green. Let me, or Orc Skin. Let me hold on the overhead here. Loading. There we go. It's like a nice, bright green like this. Should I paint the Scorpions this green, or should I go with the darker green, like more of a forest green? I've got some options here. Like, I don't mind Striking Scorpions being a darker green, but also like a nice bright green is pretty classic for Striking Scorpions. And you know, Bealtan, green, Striking Scorpions would look good. So like, should I do a different green just to say like, hey, this isn't Bealtan green, this is Striking Scorpions. They use a different green. Or should I just do the bright green because it's going to look good? So chat, dark green or bright green on the Striking Scorpions, let me know. It's Orc Skin versus, has a name, Absolution Green. Absolution Green looks like it's kind of Dark Angel green. Like maybe a little lighter than Dark Angels. I don't know. I'm kind of liking it the more I look at it. I like green. Green's my favorite color, everyone. You should know that. Darker green, different green, dark green, then dry brush light green. All right, everyone. We're getting consensus over here. Trainer Wolf is telling me that I should eat Taco Bell ASMR while painting Warhammer. That's a little hurtful. Trainer knows me. He knows that I'm not a low-class person. It's why I don't like Nebraska or the university or the football team. But I don't like Taco Bell. Taco Bell is... Nick loves Taco Bell, so take it what you will. My girlfriend loves Taco Bell, and that's unfortunate because she's perfect, but also sometimes she's like, hey, can we have Taco Bell? And I'm like, ugh, I don't want to eat a Taco Bell. All right, everyone is saying dark green, so that is going to be the answer. So there's going to be dark green when I get to those Striking Scorpions, but for right now, we're doing the green on the Banshees. Awesome. I'm unconvinced by what he says. My experience is allowing them to dry on their own for half an hour results in mixing. Reckons 5 seconds with a hairdryer. Just be careful. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this as the batch paint where these aren't even going to have 30 minutes to dry. This is going to be like, I'm going to get back to this tomorrow where folks, there is a lot of Eldar. Like, and I'm just going to do one color of everything in this session, and we're just going to keep going down the line. So I think it'll have plenty of time to dry, but we'll find out, and I will definitely be careful. We'll see you following the tips and tricks of the wonderful hobby community. I'm excited, though, because so far, speed paint is looking good, and it's so fast. You know, I mean, I get it. It says speed paint on the tin. I shouldn't really be surprised that it's fast to paint with. But look at this. We've already done the green on like 20 models. Trainer with the low blow. I'm sorry, Trainer. You know I love you, buddy. Congratulations again on that recent GT victory that you notched with the Golden Custodes. You know, I could have painted an entire Custodes army in this time with speed paint. I'm just saying. Like, I think a Custodes army speed paint, I think I could do that in one day. Oh, that would be a challenge. Like a 2,000 point Custodes list. Can I paint it with speed paint by myself in one day? I think the answer is like totally yes. I could totally do that. That wouldn't even be that hard. Custodes is like 15 models. I've already painted 15 models. Yes, the varnish is happening. Probably not on stream because I'm going to do it like in a spray booth. But 100%, the varnish is happening. Got an Exarch here. She has mirror swords. Mirror swords just look cool. Like, you know how swords are cool? Like, if you see someone carrying around a sword, you're like, wow, that's a cool person. I would like to be friends with them. If you see someone carrying around 2 swords, you're like, wow, that is a cool and dangerous person. I would like to be friends with them so they don't kill me. That's what I think when I see the Banshee Exarch with mirror swords. Because 2 swords is twice as good as 1. Make sure to varnish them. Yeah, okay. And trainer, you're quite welcome. Quite welcome. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Exarch done. Going down the line. Speed paint's going fast. I really like that this is literally 1 coat. And I don't have to just get the speed paint on the surface and then leave it. And with the reactivation, it'll kind of even itself out, which is so cool. Let's see. I know the issue is just painted the one thing in the wrong color, so I thought I'd correct it after drying and I got a green loincloth now. Oh no, do not want that. But it's all right. We are going to... Well, I want a green loincloth. So for me, working as intended. But definitely going to be careful not to mix it up too much. I think for this green, I may end up doing like a green wash over it. I think it looks fine without the green wash, but I think adding the wash just gives it a little more depth, which I appreciate. All right, loincloth done. Let's see if she has any tassels. Yeah, there's the tassels. Most of the Banshees have like an arm tassel, and that's all green. That is happening green. And if they've got like a little sword tassel, also green. Hair though, that is going to be red. Because red just look good. Probably a light red. That'll look beautiful. Green, green, dune, dune, dune. And I think we are good there. Okay, yep, she's good. All right, that's 8 Banshees done. Doing great, man. You can do it. Heck yeah. Oh, absolutely. And hello, Mikey Creed. Hype for the new Eldar Codex, as you should be. If perhaps you are unaware, tomorrow, in less than 24 hours, this is like tomorrow morning, I think 5 a.m. I think Nick's going to set an alarm and suffer a little bit. That's actually going to be really fun. Nick is going to be reviewing the Eldar Codex live on our channel. A live reading, perhaps, is what I believe what this is described as. So if you want to wake up early, then you should do that. And you should wake up early and listen to Nick talk about Eldar and the brand new codex that we have in our hands. And you'll find out about tomorrow. But you know what? Maybe you don't want to do that. You don't want to wake up early. I don't blame you, actually. I'm not going to get up at 5 a.m. This is like such a Nick problem. This isn't a me problem. Then whenever you wake up, I think you should watch that video. I think if you're excited about Eldar, Nick is an old-time Eldar player. He thinks he's going to be an Eldar player now, but little does he know that I actually like demoted him to Genestealer Cult so that I could play Eldar. Ha ha ha, just as planned. Planned that for generations. I think the Eldar book is going to be really fun and exciting, and a lot of people are going to enjoy it. So if you want to know more about it, if you're excited about Eldar, like a lot of us are, tune in tomorrow. David Powers is painting those up as Ymelok. Is Ymelok the I'm sure I'm butchering it, but it's not a real word, so I don't care. Is Ymelok the orange and like black one? I was actually looking at what is it? Craft World what's the M1? Dang it, it's the blue and green. Was it Myanmar? I'm probably butchering that. Mymera, that's the one. Wow, I really messed that up. Oops. Craft World Mymera, I think, is a really good looking scheme. They're the one that got featured a lot in the Imperial Armor Forge World books, and I'm a sucker for anything Forge World. Literally anything Forge World. I'm like, ooh, I'm a special snowflake. I'm going to use a Forge World chapter instead of a normal chapter. That's absolutely me. Mikey says, if you're in Ireland, it'll be late morning. 100% you should go watch that. You know, if it's like 5 a.m. here, it's going to be like 10 a.m. there. Yeah, that's like absolutely, you know, sleep in, make yourself some breakfast, sit down, 10 a.m. instead of a Saturday morning cartoon, turn on a Saturday morning Art of War. Saturday morning, just be like, wonder what Nick Nonvati thinks of the new Eldar Codex. And Nick's going to say some things, and he's going to be like, this is good, and I need you to take notes. Like, this probably isn't actually good. Sorry, I make fun of Nick, because sometimes he has some cold takes, but also sometimes he finds some secret gems of the Genestealer Cult Codex and wins a GT with them. So I really can't talk too much shade there. Orange and gray for your Maylock. Yeah, the orange and gray is a good look. I personally have, I've got a problem with orange. And it's actually not like a problem. Oh God, trainer. Trainer, why'd you have to say that live on stream? That's go Craft World Ukraine. But the orange and gray, I don't paint orange. It's actually, this is purely because of college football rivalries. I don't use orange in my models because I don't like the Texas University. And their main color is orange. So I just don't use orange when I paint. You know, a little fun little thing. But the color scheme does look really good. All right, so that was the first 20 models all got their greens. So that's good. Let's clean off our brush. And yeah, let's go ahead. And all right, so I've got warp spiders and striking scorpions. Let's go ahead and do the striking scorpions. Let's just grab those boys. Doink, doink, doink. Doink, doink, doink. Look at these fine. These are so small. This is actually painful. Hold on. I'm gonna like hold one up next to a banshee. It's like, yep, these are just like the same thing. Like you're gonna tell me like, here we go. Here's, yeah. We're going to show this off. Nick has won more GTs with Gene Sturkle and the Patriarch John Lennon. Thoughts? That is a false, Trainer. That is false. He's won more GTs with this codex than me. He has not won more GTs than me. All right, let's get this size comparison. The Striking Scorpion to the Chad Howling Banshee. GW, like look at the size difference here. GW, plastic Striking Scorpions when? All right, I feel like Striking Scorpions are the most iconic Eldar model. Like, hands down, the most iconic. The squat manlet Scorpions, yeah, they're actually modeled for advantage that I can hide behind cargo containers and also, like, I don't know, a pebble because they're so tiny. Matt O, you're darn right I am. Yeah, Striking Scorpions, so cool. Really nice models. Old. Like, give me some dynamic new Striking Scorpions. You know what? I say that, though. I'm literally about to paint Striking Scorpions. So if GW is watching this, you're one of the 47 people watching this, GW, the entire company, and you're like, you know what? We're going to do plastic Striking Scorpions just so that John feels silly about painting all these fine cast ones. I'd still be happy, and I would just paint more Striking Scorpions because Striking Scorpions are the best. Here's a question. What do people think the most iconic the single most iconic Eldar like unit is? I'm voting Striking Scorpions. I think like, okay, what's like iconic about Eldar? Not like metagame stuff, just like the lore of Eldar. It's Aspect Warriors. What's the most iconic Aspect host? It's Striking Scorpions. That's me. Towelite Ochre is a totally not orange substitute for orange. You know, I do sometimes do orange substitutes where I just use red and yellow really close together, and sometimes they blend a little bit, and oops, it's an accident, but I don't use orange. Totally doesn't count. The Guardian's new bases, are the smaller bases allowed still? So it's 28 versus 25 millimeters, which is like a super small difference. I think that if you've got like current Guardians, like not the new ones, on a 25 millimeter base, and like the new Guardians are on a 28 millimeter base, I don't think it's a big deal. Like I really don't think it is. Like let's see the size difference here. Like it's not that significant. So I've got here an old Guardian and a new Ranger. Like this is the size difference of the base. It's not that big a deal. It's like a little bit smaller. Definitely like if you've got the opportunity, I would say use the new ones if you can find them, but also finding 28 millimeters is kind of hard. It's like difficult. Dire Avengers for sure. Everyone's saying Dire Avengers. Oh, okay, never mind. I am in the minority here. I don't like it, but I will accept if I'm outvoted here. Dire Avengers. But Dire Avengers don't need a like a new model because they already have plastic ones. Although eventually they're kind of old and wonky, so maybe eventually they will. New Striking Scorpions are coming as well as Carandra's already been leaked. 14 Dead Souls, what is this? And send it my way. I'm literally not going to paint these Striking Scorpions if you tell me that they've leaked new Striking Scorpions. No way. 14 Dead Soul, if you've got any kind of source on that, let me know. I have not heard that there are new Striking Scorpions, but I would be literally overjoyed if there were. Oh, that'd be so cool. I want them. Banshees are Farseer. Matt, you're all betraying me, chat. This is highly disappointing. Banshees and Farseers. Get out of here, chat. Dire Avengers. I mean, Banshee. I don't mind Banshees. I would say Banshees are number 2 for me on like the Aspect Warrior train. So I don't mind that Banshees were the first one to get a plastic model. But come on, Striking Scorpions or Dark Reapers, like, get out of here. And also, yeah, I'm thinking units. I'm not thinking characters, honestly. But Dark Reapers, boring, lame, weird. I mean, actually, the new models are kind of cool. But like, just like Striking Scorpions, they're green. They carry a chainsword. Like, come on. All right, so no official leaks, just hints. Okay. Well, whenever it happens, 14 Dead Souls, I'm going to throw these Striking Scorpions in the garbage, and then I'm going to buy new ones. And I'm going to be very happy because Karandras is a beast. And Striking Scorpions are the coolest. And they deserve new models. I wonder if they'll get a new datasheet, too. That'd be interesting. Greenblood is talking about their only dislike on Eldar is the ridiculous helmets and all the circus clown looking. Oh, man. Hope you haven't seen Harlequins. You would not like what you see there. All clowns all the time. All right, green. Yeah, I think the dark green on the Striking Scorpions was 100% the right call. Thank you, chat. You all were right. Slapping down green. Doodle-doo. All right. This is going to take time, but it's all right. We've got time. We're doing it. Scorps aren't rumored to get a new model in this wave. Yeah, I think they've definitely not in this wave. I think we know everything that has a model in like the first wave or two. But if there are Striking Scorpions coming down the pipeline, I would be happy because I've made my thoughts on Striking Scorpions extremely clear because they're the best. So we'll see what happens there. Scorpions. Ooh. There's a stream puppy in the house. Always good to have one of those. All right. What armies did you say Art of War brought to Cherokee? So we've got 3 people going to Cherokee. We have Anthony Vanilla, our newest coach, the best Drukhari player of last season, had a very successful run, and like kind of a breakout season because Anthony has not been playing for that long, frankly. But he had a really, really good showing last year. I think he finished like 7 in the ITC, number 1 Drukhari, and made the top 8 at LVO. Oh, hello! We have some new guests showing up.
We do.
It's Nick Nanavati, and it's time to party. Nick is bringing a stream puppy.
Stream puppy.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Bella. Hi, stream puppy. Oh, hello. You sniffing my ear. How you doing?
I'm good.
Just bringing a stream puppy in to say hi?
Just bring a stream puppy to say hi.
Heck yeah.
How's the marathoning?
It is going. We are speedily painting the speed paints.
Speedily painting the speed paints.
Speedily painting speed paints. We're just putting green on a lot of models right now. We have to paint Striking Scorpions first because they're the best.
They are so not the best.
They are the best.
Favorite.
What? Nick, get out of the stream.
Okay.
Unacceptable. Chatty's still here.
I'm still here.
Chatty's still here.
But they even know.
No, what? Striking Scorpions are the coolest aspect host, bar none.
Banshees and Hawks are easily the coolest.
Hawks?
Hawks?
Swooping Hawks?
Swooping Hawks?
I forgot those existed.
That's
because they're boring.
Because you're lame.
They're like... No.
Wow, that was such a comeback. They're like long pause no.
Yeah, well, it's because I'm not allowed to say it. But they're boring and they're stupid. And like they don't fight you. They're just like, ooh, I'm a swooping hawk. I have a gun. The gun doesn't do any damage. I don't have combat.
Okay, I'm not talking about the rules and their stats about which one's the best. I'm talking about which one is the coolest.
Like how are they cool? One of them is a chainsword.
I like their colors. I like their wings. They're very pretty. They're elegant Eldari things. I think they're very fitting. Mm-hmm. They go back into reserves. That's a cool mechanic. I just think they're cool.
Yeah, well, Bella the Stream Puppy thinks that Striking Scorpions are the best.
You don't even speak puppy.
It's true, but the chat does.
No.
Ooh, wow. The chat is comparing flamingos and swooping hawks.
What is going on?
I mean, they both fly, if you think about it.
No, flamingos don't fly, though. And swooping hawks don't fly either, if you think about it, because they're pieces of plastic. So, really, you're right.
I mean, anything can fly if you throw it hard enough.
That's true.
Yep.
What a statement.
Mm-hmm. What archetype are you looking for your first games? Solvagon? I have no idea because I'm not planning to play Eldar in the first couple of games. Frankly, I'm going to let Jack and Brad and some of the Art of War coaches who play Eldar. It's really just Jack and Brad. Play Eldar.
Jack doesn't even play Eldar.
Yeah, well, I mean,
He just wants it.
He just wants it. So I'm gonna kind of let them take the first crack at it. But I'm just really enjoying painting like a bunch of different units. So list archetypes, no idea. Nick, maybe tomorrow. You think you're gonna have some ideas on list archetypes?
I think tomorrow, bright and early at 5 a.m. Eastern time, because I hate myself.
Yeah.
We might just sit here with the Eldar book and read it to the internet. We might have one of those. So you should check that out at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, that's what Nick's gonna be doing. You know what I'm gonna be doing at 5 a.m.?
Not that?
No, I'm gonna be rushing.
Oh, thanks.
I'm kidding. I'm gonna be asleep. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Okay,
Speed paints.
now.
Oh,
I know.
you gave me hope.
I did.
I was like, oh, Nick's gonna come hang out with
But
me.
instead of giving you hope, I'm gonna give myself breakfast.
Chat, should I have Nick like buy me food? I mean, we got super chat specifically for me to get coffee and snacks.
Okay, I'll buy you coffee and snacks.
Coffee and snacks, heck yeah. I'm gonna need that. I think tomorrow I'm gonna really need the coffee at that point.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see how long we can make it.
You're in your first couple hours. You should be starting strong right now.
Exactly, we're doing great.
Yeah.
But I can tell that tomorrow the coffee's gonna be needed.
Optimism, John. You got 3 days list.
No problem. 2 days when I finish early.
That's what we're talking about.
Trainer is like what archetype? Oh no. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. Eastern time. So Trainer, you should just stay up actually. Please do not wake up at 2 a.m. Eastern time. Instead, go to bed at 3 a.m. Pacific time. Come on, you got this. Just stay up a little bit later, folks. You can do this. Or, you know what? I will forgive you if you simply choose to wake up when you wake up and watch it then. I forgive you. Howling Banshees, Fire Dragons, or Warp Spiders? What? Warp Spiders? I hate Warp Spiders. Warp Spiders are stupid. I'm going to paint them in like the next soon, but they're stupid. The models, it's like we got a lot of them, and like I like crack open like the Finecast box, and it's like, oh, here, Warp Spiders. I'm like, it's one piece. I literally was building Striking Scorpions, who aren't that many pieces either. And I was like, hey, Jack, there's like 2 boxes of Warp Spiders over there. Would you mind helping me build them? And he's like, yeah, maybe. And he just kind of like opens the box, and he's like, John, they're 1 piece each. I'm like, oh, well, you don't have to help them. Yo, Trainer's so hyped he's going to stay up till 2 a.m. Trainer, that is what I'm talking about. That is the excitement, the energy, the pizzazz that I was hoping we would have. Thank you so much. That's literally today. Just stay up until 2 a.m. today. Falcon or Avatar. I love the Avatar Sleep Age disc, so I'm not going to disagree with you on that. I'm really excited for the plastic Avatar. That thing looks dope, but I think they're doing 2 waves of releases. I don't know what the timing on that is, but we definitely aren't getting the Avatar the same weekend as the Codex. Don't know when we're getting him. Hopefully it's soon. We'll kind of just find out when we find out. Yeah, I really don't know when we're getting the Avatar. But the Avatar is dope, so I'll be very excited whenever we do get him. And definitely we are going to paint an Avatar up. 100% could not be missed. Dark green, no speed paints. All right, let's get some more here. Where is it? Speed paints. Heck yeah. All right, yeah. Just greening up these Striking Scorpions. Alrighty. Green. Let's see what we got. Shining Spears and Avatar aren't in the release. Are there other things? I don't remember what's in the release and what isn't. But yeah, I don't think we've had Shining Spears or the Avatar yet. Is everything else here? Well, we're getting new. So we got the new stuff in the box set. Eldritch Omens. We already have that. Like I literally was painting it earlier, so we've got that. That's good. There's the new Warlocks. That's this release wave. There's the Dark Reapers. Then there's Mogg Ra. I think that's all first wave. And then we've got the Plastic Guardian kit. What else? What else was there? There aren't any Wraith units. That was the only aspect other than Shining Spears. So I think those are coming later. Good. What other plastic models am I missing? Oh, the new Corsairs. Duh, that's coming in the Kill Team box. The new Corsairs, purely model-wise, look awesome. I hope that they have rules that make me want to take them, because those are cool models. The slap, Warlocks, Dark Reapers, Guardians, Mog and Raw, Fire Dragons. Wait, David, are you talking about Fire Dragons are cool, or we're getting plastic ones? Because I've not seen plastic Fire Dragons. Did not think that was happening, but if it is, that'd be cool, because we actually don't have any Fire Dragons. They were sold out before we were able to get an order in, so we don't have any Fire Dragons. But if they're good, we will try to find some. I mean, even if they're not good, we're going to try to find some. It's just like a question of like, when do we get them? It's really just the question is. Man, these Aspect Warriors are old. There's some old models here, folks. Old. Oh, hey, Bella. Nick didn't take the stream pup. He just closed the door and locked her in here with me. From the leaks, we have seen how Eldar will be clowning on Tau. I have no idea. As far as, Craft World archetypes, competitive level, I really don't have much to say. I'll speculate a lot on that starting tomorrow when we can talk more freely about the rules. But right now, it's hard to say relative power. I'll just say that I think Eldar are going to be... I think if you enjoy Eldar, like you like playing Eldar, I think you'll be happy with the book. Because I, who don't traditionally play Eldar, looked at the book and I was like, there's a lot of options for someone, and like they look like lore-friendly options. Like it looks like, these are the Eldar armies you want to see. Like that's kind of what I think is going to be good. Is that I think that it's going to be a little more lore-friendly. Like I don't think that the best build is going to be like buy 6 flyers and spam wave serpents that have nothing in them. I don't think that's going to be the best build. And if it is, I'm so sorry, everyone. But we'll see what it actually looks like. I truly have no idea. Because I think there's a lot of depth to the Eldar book. There's a lot going on in there. It's really big. It's like 200. It's like Space Marine Codex sized, honestly. I think it's huge. Wraith Lords are super iconic. You are right. They really are. Wraith Lords, awesome. We have a Wraith Lord. Haven't built it yet. I don't know if it's going to get done this weekend. But maybe. If I paint everything else fast, maybe I'll build a Wraith Lord. Because I would like to use one. Any model that has an offensive Falcon/Hawk is automatically a top tier model. Well, that's actually why Corsair Khan is the best character in the games, because he has the best bird in the game, being Anzuk. But I'm with you. Any model that has a bird on it, I think is good. They should do a plastic Baharoth that has a bird. How does everyone feel about that? Like plastic Baharoth with a bird. Like he's got, because like the Corsair guy has a pet bird, and that's pretty cool. I like pet birds. But then I'm looking at that, I'm like, why can't Baharoth have a pet bird? And you could give it a name. Like maybe it's like Falcu's pet bird. Hopefully they're more creative than I am with the names on that. That's pretty bad. Hopefully they're more creative than I am. And if they are, it'll be better than that. Yeah, Strike Scorpion. Green. Oh, we gotta paint his helmet. Do not need to forget that. Doodle-doo-doo. Speed paints. Speed paints are painting speedily so far. Pretty happy with that. There we go. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Real happy with how this is going on. I'm just going to pick up a Ranger and look at it real quick to see how they're drying. I'm curious about that. So, to the eye, the Rangers look completely dry. But because the reactive paints, we're going to give it a little more time. We're just going to keep working on Strike Scorpions. Let's do it. Plastic conversion from Winged Autarch and a Corsair Bird. Salvagon, that is literally what I'm going to do. So we got a couple of the Autarchs. Because we got a couple of the Eldritch Omen sets. When we get that Corsair box, the guy that has the bird, he's not getting a bird. He's going to get like a pistol or a pointy hand or something. He's not getting the bird. The bird is being stolen. And I'm going to make an Autarch that has like all the cool war gear, whatever like we think is best at that time. And he's going to be like killing a Slanesh demon with a sword. And he's going to have like his arm up. His arm's going to be up and he's going to have like a bird on the arm. That's going to be awesome. Morven Vol is a bird, so that logic checks out. More Robot Wars content. 100% you're right. Morven Vol, while she isn't a bird, she has wings designed in her army and her armor. And like an Aquila head. Therefore, she's awesome and she's the best. Are you going to decimate Nick's painting time? Yes, Clown Mode. Yep, 100%. Not even a question. We're going to do a lot more. We're going to paint more in less time. That's my plan, and I am sticking to it. See, it's because I helped Nick paint the army because I did all the airbrushing, base work before he painted the army, and this is just primed. We're gonna do it faster, better, more, everything, every metric. This is gonna be the best paint stream ever. That Inquisitor with a hammer has a cyborg bird. Could do a whole power ranking of bird models. Matt, you know what? I would be down to do a tier list of the top 10 birds in Warhammer 40k. Perhaps that could be arranged. And I think you're talking about Kodiaz, and Kodiaz, his bird is not bad. We'd have to figure out the name of his bird. That's a really good question. Yeah, I'm about it. Doodaloo. Baby dragons also count, to be honest. Yeah, I think Kyria Draxus's bird is not bad. It lets her smite target people, which just generically is useful because you can pick out characters when you've got wounded people. You can just be like, oh, the mortal wounds go on that guy, not the closest. So I'm about it. Do you remember early 8th edition when people played armies of razorwing flocks, literally an army of birds? Trainer, that is terrifying. Yes, I remember that. So here's a story. So I think I started really getting competitive in 8th edition. I wasn't a bad player in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, but I wasn't great. I wasn't trying, I wasn't traveling to events or doing anything. I would never, the only event I would go to that wasn't in Florida was ATC. Because, I like team events and they're fun. Other than that, I just stayed in Florida and that was good enough for me. But ATC, the first ATC of 8th edition was insane. We called it Index Hammer because everyone was playing with indexes because no one had codexes. So a lot of the flavor was lost and it was just find the most efficient unit and then ruin someone's life with it. So we were playing on this team event, and I was on the same team as Bear. And Bear is the wonderful mind and brains behind... are you going to come eat breakfast with me?
I am.
Awesome, thank you. Bear is the wonderful mind behind Big Bear 3D, who he does also play 40k, although I think he played a little bit more back in the day. And he was running Triple Shadow Sword. It's first event of 8th edition, basically. And we get paired into a pretty good team. We can fix that. Hold on. All right, we're gonna get Nick. We're gonna get Nick on here so that people can see that Nick is hanging out with me.
We gotta hang out in hobby. Whoa, how'd you do that?
Magic. It's this camera. Oh, it's got a little bit of me in there. We're gonna get a little more Nick.
A little more Nick. You always need more Nick in your life.
We do need more Nick in our life.
The internet's gonna get to watch me eat.
Yeah, this is Nick.
Before I've taken.
Nick is eating. Why did you have to add that?
Why?
I don't. Anyway, so Bear is playing his Triple Shadow Sword. And we pair into a pretty good team. I don't remember the name. Oh, Chicago Kamikazes, I think.
Oh, that's Alan's team.
Yeah, and I think Alan was playing the birds.
The birds.
The razorwing flocks.
The birds.
And I'm playing next to them. I'm playing Tyranids and playing against Orcs. We both have relatively normal looking armies for it being Index Hammer, nothing absolutely insane. I lost that game. It was pretty close. Bill Sue's a very nice guy. Oh. And I'm looking over to see how the team's doing, and Bear has 3 Shadow Swords up against his deployment edge that are all wrapped in birds, and he is getting obliterated. And they could shoot in combat. They had a special rule back then to do that, and it didn't matter. I was can't you shoot the birds? And he's yeah, I went first. I shot all the birds, and there's just a million of them, and they just kept coming. I'm oh. And he's yeah, I'm getting tabled by the birds. And I'm oh god. Because we didn't really get the razorwing flock list. That wasn't a thing in Florida.
Oh.
Because there wasn't meta coverage at the time there is now.
Right.
Now when there's a good OP list, you find out about it on Goonhammer on Monday morning, right?
Or Meta Monday in the War Room.
But we didn't have Meta Monday back then. There was no brown magic. What were we supposed to do?
Brown magic.
I don't know about that. There was no brown magic. So you just didn't know. So people figured out that birds were good. And then if you were friends with the people that figured out the birds were good, you knew the birds were good because they would tell you. And then you would go buy birds out of wedding cake toppers, and it was insane. And if you weren't friends with those people, you didn't live in the same region, you just didn't notice.
I really thought everyone knew birds was good.
We had no idea birds were good. We showed up and we're what is this? Because there were a lot of birds at that tournament. And we just the first time we paired into it, we're I don't know, the guard army shoots hard. Let's give them the guard army. And we got obliterated. It was wow.
Birds OP.
Birds OP. It was something right there.
We played against, maybe you weren't on the same team as Mark Perry, but I played against Mark that year.
Yeah, we were not. He was on the Gulf Coast Wargaming Alliance at the time. Those were pre-Brohammer days. I wasn't on Brohammer at the time. Brohammer didn't exist at the time. Dark days indeed.
These were pre-brown magic days.
There wasn't a brown magic. Birds, brimstone horrors, 13 plagueburst crawlers, cursed indeed. Oh, now it's ASMR stream. Yeah, we've got Nick eating on stream. Yeah. I hope the mic is not picking up too much of that.
I hope it's picking up just the right amount.
Which is none of it.
Well, different strokes, different folks here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't tell people what to like.
Is Mortarion a bird? If so, he also has a relic pistol. I don't think Mortarion's a bird. I think he's a moth. He's like the Mothman. Do you think Mortarion is bird-like?
No, he's definitely more like moth creature.
Okay. Definitely. I would agree. Mm-hmm. This seems a fair assessment.
You know who is bird-like? Baharoth, who is a swooping hawk.
You know who is more bird-like?
Who?
Anzuk, who's a bird.
You know who's even the most bird-like? Fateweaver, who's a bird with 2 heads.
That would make him less bird-like.
No.
I've never seen a bird with 2 heads.
He changes. He'll change Anzuk into a space marine.
I will kill Fateweaver with Anzuk.
You can't.
I literally... Only because you were too afraid to play demons.
Fateweaver's undefeated on our channel. He killed the Downar.
He's not.
He won the game.
He lost the Apocalypse game.
That wasn't real. That's some made-up thing that occurred. No evidence of that.
Much like Fateweaver, a made-up thing that isn't real.
He's reality himself.
The 7, 8, or 8 Flyrants. Matto is reminiscing about early 8th edition Warhammer. Dark days. We have come a while as a game and a community in like a short amount of time. Like I remember the early 8th edition meta, and when I remember the early 8th edition meta, I'm like, you know what? Maybe custodians aren't that bad after all.
I remember being a 10-year-old. Times are a lot different in 40K from when I was 10 to now.
Yeah, I believe it.
It was just different times. Different times to be alive.
Literally just playing a different game. We just happen to use some of the same models.
Different game, different scene.
Different community, different players. It's a whole...
Completely different. There wasn't even a community. It was just a bunch of little local communities.
Yeah. Looking forward to the ITT team tournament this weekend. Where is that, Jack Tight? I have not heard of that one, but I'm guessing it is in Europe. Oh no, I think I have heard of this. I'm still guessing it's in Europe. Do you know the ITT? Guessing it's an international team tournament. I'm going to guess that's what that stands for.
I'm just going to go for it.
Oh, that's fair too. Yeah, 16 Flyrants on the table. Stream was just wings. Fantastic. Good old days. I spammed Flyrants, so I can't really talk shit about that.
Yeah.
I liked Flyrants. But I was a bug player, and I only had Tyranids, so it was, just like every 2 months I bought one more Flyrant kit after I saved up a little bit of money. And because I was 16 mowing my parents' lawn. So, just get 10 to 15 bucks every weekend doing chores. And then, every 2 months, buy an extra Flyrant kit. So just back-to-back tournaments, it'd be I brought 1 Flyrant. Then 2 months later, I brought 2 Flyrants. And then it just kept 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I RTT my way to armies. So just win an RTT and collect $90 in store credit and be let's buy a battle force with this.
Yeah, but I didn't win the RTTs because I was playing Tyranids and I didn't own Flyrants. And that was real bad. Yeah, I was taking the old Tyrannifex in 7th edition. I'm this is the only model I have painted.
I was
wrong choice.
Tyranids, Nidzilla back in those days. I had 6 Carnifexes, 2 Tyrants, 2 Walkerants. Yumgarl, Gene Stealers in some lists.
Oh, I do miss Yumgarl Gene Stealers. Those are great.
Killing people.
Yo! Zach Point is given a $10 super chat to say, F, marry, kill an aspect warrior. I have to pick. What's your choice? All right, let's go first. All right, marry Striking Scorpions.
Okay.
F, Howling Banshees. Kill Swooping Hawks. They're the worst. They deserve to die. Done. What you got, Nick?
The inverse. We're both going to bang Howling Banshee. But then I'm marrying a Swooping Hawk, a nice, elegant creature. And I'm going to kill scorpions because scorpions sting people. I'm going to get stung.
You're going to get stung if you try to kill the scorpion?
No.
I'm going to...
Because I have Fateweaver and he warps reality. So
I'm going to play 30 Striking Scorpions and Karandras into your Gene's Third Cult. And you will be the saddest panda alive.
How do you know? You don't.
I see the future.
You can't. You don't
the
have
runes
powers.
Of fate.
The Fateweaver runes.
The fate dice. I have fate dice and runes of fate. And I know. You know who doesn't have fate dice? Fateweaver. Weird, right? Eldar know the fate better than Fateweaver.
You don't have nothing. We have the case of fate.
Mm-hmm. 1 reroll. We just have 6s. ITT is in the UK. I think the biggest team event we've had. 59 teams of 5 players. That is awesome. I'm very curious to see what that meta is like.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on that. Do you know where the lists are available? Probably will look after the results are in this weekend, but still, I'd be really interested to see what a team meta looks like right now. Always thinking about team tournaments, Nick.
It would only cost $5 to $10 to send us all to Europe for a weekend.
Oh, we could totally do it. Come on, we'll just show up at the ITT, and they're like, hang on, there's been a name change. Team USA has changed to Team Art of War, and it's just the Art of War coaches in a 5-man team event.
And Bella's the mascot.
Bella's the mascot. A $5 super chat from Trainer for Nick or my girlfriend to get Taco Bell. I cannot use this money.
Trainer, I will get Taco Bell with your girlfriend. Let's go. I'm just saying.
You're about to get painted green, my friend. Right on the nose.
Taco Bell's a great cause and everyone should enjoy it. Stop being a hater, John.
Trainers trolling me hard. Is this because I told you Nebraska was bad?
It's because Taco Bell's a wonderful thing.
I might have told him that Nebraska and Taco Bell were similar and both bad. So maybe I deserve this.
Well,
sorry, Trainer. Your revenge is taken.
Trainer, you're a wonderful person.
That's true.
I have finished my breakfast, so I'm going to go get some Taco Bell with Trainer's money. Thank you, Trainer. Hi, John.
If you come back here and eat Taco Bell, I'm not even going to be mad, honestly, at that point. All right. Classy Badger. Has everyone any thoughts of bringing on an Age of Sigmar coach? Classy Badger, that is something we have considered. Wouldn't say it's in the cards short term, but I wouldn't say it's been ruled out long term. It's an option for the future, but it's a tricky thing to do. So we're not there yet. All right, we're gonna rinse my brush off real quick. Trainer Wolf remembers that time he played against the Breviathan. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what happened. Taco Bell at 11 a.m. I'm disappointed. Marsala, it should be Taco Bell at like 11 p.m. UK is birds. Oh, more Robot Wars content. I'm going to be honest. I do not think in that context at all. I do not associate birds with humans. Other than Nick, I associate birds with Nick because Nick's a special child like that. I've never lost a game before my opponent taking their turn so hard before. Oh yeah, that was great. Yeah, what was it? You were playing like the Imperial Fist gunline. You went first against the dreaded Breviathan list, and that was a list right there. That was a thing. All the lists are on Best Coast pairings. It's looking like a lot of Custodians in Tau. Okay, I can fully believe that. Any reason you aren't using the wet palette for the speed paints? Yes, David Powers. That is by the advice of Mr. Adam Abramowitz, that if I put the speed paints on the wet palette, it's going to bleed through and stain the little styrofoam sheet underneath. So I'm doing it on the dry palette, but there is a point where I may just look at this and be like, I think I'm going to just stain the sheet. And we're getting pretty close to that point, but I'm going to keep it dry for a little bit longer. We'll see what happens. Taco Bell wins. Taco Bell late at night after enjoying an evening is the only time to enjoy Taco Bell. You know what? So I have been told, but I am not a creature of the Taco Bell. I'm just gonna be honest here. I'm not. It ain't for me. But it's all right. Nick will enjoy the Taco Bell that I'm specifically not allowed to use the money for. Trainer got me good on that one. Doom. All right. Striking Scorpions. This is the what was this called? This is their dark green. Absolution green. That is code for Dark Angel green. Absolution green? That's Dark Angel. Who are we kidding? Might as well have called it Caliban green. Little hints and nods in there. It's like when things are like for like armored space warriors. And like, we know this is Space Marines. Absolution green is Caliban green. But it's good and it is smooth. Looking good on these Striking Scorpions. I'm happy with how this is showing up. What is this guy standing on? Oh, there's literally a scorpion on the Striking Scorpion's like Exarch's base. I didn't even notice that. There's just like a tiny little scorpion on his base. That's cool. Go him. Chaos green. Attaboy. There you go, Marcel. I see what you did there. Those Dark Angel players would be mad about that if they were here. What is your fast food of choice? That's obviously inferior to Taco Bell. Ken Miller, it is Culver's. Culver's is my fast food choice. It's basically the only fast food I eat. Not a huge fan of fast food, but you know I can be coerced. I like Raising Cane's, but they don't have any in Florida really, or at least not here. So I don't eat Raising Cane's very often. That's more of like a Texas thing. Whataburger, not bad, but I was disappointed to find out that Whataburgers that aren't in Texas are a lot worse. It's kind of a weird thing, but I guess that makes sense. They're best in Texas. But Culver's is good wherever you go because cheese curds are amazing. If you've never had a cheese curd, it's good. You should go to Culver's. Find a Culver's, look it up on the internet, see if you have Culver's nearby. If you're in the UK, I'm gonna guess you don't have Culver's nearby, and I'm terribly sorry. You deserve better. But if you ever come over here, look up Culver's. It's the best. Scorpion Claw. Snip, 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 snip. Built all the Exarchs with Scorpion Claws. I think they have another... You can give them like a big chainsword instead, but like they're striking Scorpions, so it's like, who am I kidding? They're getting a Scorpion Claw. I hope that's the best option. If it's not, I'm just going to pretend that they don't have a Scorpion Claw, but it looks cool, so I wanted to keep it. I was going to say, is there a Canes in Florida? I've not found one yet. Marsala, unfortunately, I have not. Classy Badger, what the heck is Culver's? Culver's is like it's like a Midwestern fast food restaurant, like burger joint. It's I think it's based in Wisconsin. But good butter burgers and cheese curds. You can get like pretzel bites, and then they've got like really good custard as well. So me, a Custodies players, I like my custard. Yeah, Culver's the best. Dun, dun, dun. Does Culver's have a honey mustard chicken sandwich with onion rings on it? Possibly not. I don't know. Usually, I usually don't get chicken when I go to fast food because I have a lot of chicken at home. Chicken's real easy to make, and I am but a young man who barely knows how to cook. Blade profile looks to be much better. Oh, Salvagon. Blade profile looks to be... Oh, that's probably the Dragon Scorpion Exarch. Yeah, in that case, I'm going to pretend that the fancy chainsword he's holding is that one, and we're just going to ignore the fact that he has a claw on his arm. But he's a scorpion, so you know what? He deserves a claw on his arm. If he wants a claw, he can have a claw. Alright, Exarch done. That's 7 scorpions painted. 3 more to go. Keep it coming. Absolution Green. This is definitely not for Dark Angels. Nah, I'm just kidding. You should totally use this on Dark Angels. Or Chaos Marines. I know we're getting a new Chaos book soon. When are Dark Angels going to get 2 wounds? That's the real question. Dark Angels got like all these Terminators and Transhuman, but they still don't have 2 wounds, and that's just a real shame. Alright. BurgerFi is good. I don't know if I've been to BurgerFi, Marsala. However, I will say that putting a fried egg and hash browns on a burger sounds pretty darn good. Oh! What is this? Matt O dropping in the $20 super chat. Matt O, you are my hero. Matt O, thank you so much for the pub sub money. Thanks to us for making time work easier. Thank you, Matt O. You know what? Thank you to everyone who's here for making time at work easier for me, because this is work for me too. I'm painting up all these Eldar. God, why are there so many Eldar? You know what, Matt O, thank you so much. I am absolutely going to get a pub sub with that money. Mark my words, it's going to happen. This is a work expense now. We're getting pub subs. And you know what? Nick always appreciates a good pub sub. So maybe that'll be tomorrow's lunch. We'll swing by and get some pub subs. Any Art of War folks at Cherokee? DK, 100%. We have 3 coaches going. Jack Harpster is taking Tau. He is taking the Farsight Allied Worlds, a perhaps Siegler-esque build. Mark Perry's showing up. Mark is bringing along some wonderful orcs. They're 9 kilocans. I don't know what they do. Mark doesn't know what they do. He's going to win games anyway. I'm a little scared. We'll see what happens there. And then Anthony Vanilla, the newest Art of War coach, is showing up with some Drukhari. Points changes do not deter the best Dark Eldar player in the ITC. He is bringing the elves anyway, and he is very excited about it. So I'm excited to see how he does. Anthony thinks the Dark Eldar are absolutely still a top-tier army. He's going to be showing off his new aggressive army. We actually used Anthony's Cherokee Open list last night in the War Room. Nick was playing a game with Dark Eldar. He didn't know what he wanted. So he's like, you know what, Anthony, Art of War coach, what's your list? And Anthony's like, here it is. And Nick played on stream. So you can get a lot of interesting feedback on how to play aggressive versus defensive Dark Eldar in that stream game from yesterday. Ooh, I am talking too much and not drinking enough. We're gonna drink some lemonade. Nice pink lemonade. Very yummy. Wow. Taking like a sip made me realize that I've been talking a lot. And I have not been drinking water for that. So we're gonna enjoy this one real quick. This is the ASMR that Trainer has been waiting for. Refreshing. Mark can't pair into Richard if he isn't there. You know what? This time we're sure. I checked. He is in his room. Richard is not menacing a tournament right now. The rest of us are safe. It's terrifying when he shows up. And we're like, oh, great. It's ruining poor Mark's weekend. Very impolite. Pink lemonade is best lemonade. 100% rampant to nothing. You are correct. Oops, sorry, Timus. Didn't mean to miss your question. Is it okay to take an immolator now at 120 points, or am I screwed for wanting to take a pretty transport? Timus, I don't think you're screwed for wanting to take an immolator, but I'm still not sold on the immolator being what I want in my life. I still don't mind like taking one of the flamers because auto hits. You know what? Craft World Eldar might actually make that better because I'm pretty sure the immolator flamers are like they're like 18 inches, strength 6, AP 1 or something, and like 2d6 shots. They're better than a heavy flamer, I think. I'm just trying to remember how. I know they're strength 6. I think they're AP 1. Are they longer range than heavy flamer? I don't really remember. I don't use immolator very often. But I don't mind one. Is what I'll say on that. I don't love the immolator, but it's not bad. I just think it's a little overcosted. Which is, you can work with overcosted as long as it does something. Definitely could be worse. Really, I just like anything that auto explodes to me has immediate value. Because if I can drive a flamer tank in my opponent's army and be like, here comes the flamers, whoosh, whoosh, doesn't matter if I degrade, they're like, okay, I'm going to kill it. And then they kill it, I'm like, you fool. You absolute buffoon. You've activated my trap card. You spend a CP, boom, 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 boom. The bomb goes off in the deployment zone and the immolator auto explodes. That is my favorite thing. It's why I put demo charges on like literally every Goliath unit, because I want to auto blow it up. I want a rigged blow and just be like, boom, orbital bombardment in the middle of your army right now. Do I have a list, or did I just grab what is good for 3,000 points? I do not have a list. I grabbed a little bit of everything. I have a lot of Eldar. Pretty sure it's more than 3,000 points, because if this is 3,000 points, I'm going to take 2/3 of it and win everything. Because there's a lot of Eldar in here. He's there with a wig and fake mustache. He put pillows under a blanket in his bed with a snore track playing. Oh, DK. Richard he's a tricksy one. He is tricksy indeed. No, he came out here to help me with the tech support of setting up cameras for the stream because somehow that got messed up. And, well, he's better at technology than I am. Something about being literally a robot makes him, attuned to the machine spirit. So it's a weird thing like that. It's why his Necrons always stand back up. He activates protocols and he just rolls 5s. It's pretty incredible. Yeah. You know what I do like though more than the immolator? The Castigator. That is what I'm excited about. I'm excited to use the Castigator. So we have a Streamhouse RTT coming up, and let me tell you all about how armies got chosen for this. So we've got 8 people. 7 Art of War coaches and a local friend who's very good, and we are going to be doing an 8-man RTT, single elimination. Everyone has to play a different army, and let me just give you a hint of how hard this is going to be. So I said we got a random friend. The random friend is Quentin Johnson. He finished number 20 in the ITC last year. He was top 8 at SoCal Open. He was top 8 at New Orleans, and he was shot a round of LVO. So really good. He actually got 4th place at SoCal and 3rd at New Orleans. So some really good results putting up here. Quinn's a very, very good up and coming player. And he was ranked number 20 in the ITC last year. So we seeded this. So we did a seeding process by ITC rank where first would play 8th, second would play 7th, etc. And number 20 in the ITC, Quentin, comes in as the number 7 seed. So really, really good. It's all Art of War coaches. And then we got Quentin to come join us as well because he's a very good player who can stand up to us and give some challenging games as well. So so we have to pick armies for this, the Streamhouse RTT, which is coming next weekend. This will be happening in 24 hours. Is what we're gonna be having games going. So not 24 hours in 1 week, 7 days exactly. We're gonna be 3 games in at that point. I think it starts on Wednesday. So we're picking armies, and I'm on vacation. I'm at my parents' house. It's post LVO. And, I didn't go see my family over Christmas. We were really busy, had a lot going on. And I'm like, all right, it's post LVO. I'm gonna take a vacation. I'm gonna go see my family, spend some time up in North Carolina, have a good time, be a little relaxed, take my girlfriend, go see the parents. And we're good. I'm having a great time. I'm not working. I, put my vacation in. And and I get like messages, and it's like, oh yeah, we're doing the Streamhouse RTT this week, and I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like I don't care. I'm looking at a mountain right now. Like I don't care about Warhammer. And we keep going through the day, and then Nick's like, hey, what army are you gonna play at the RTT? And I'm like, I don't know, like just one of my armies, like maybe Custodes. And he's like, okay, well we've already chosen our armies, so you can't play Custodes. You also can't play Tyranids, and you can't play Dean's Thurkall, and you can't play Craft Worlds. And I'm like, what? I'm on vacation, and everyone else starts choosing all my armies. And so I'm playing Sisters of Battle. Playing Sisters of Battle in the hardest RTT in the world. And we're just going to see what happens. I think I got this. I'm gonna bring a Castigator, and I'm going to start killing elves. That is literally my one, and I promise, only plan is to kill elves with a Castigator. And it's going to work. I think I got this on lockdown. I ask the Emperor every day that the person who made the Castigator T7 isn't in charge of the Imperial Guard Codex. Samuel, I ask the Emperor every day that the person in charge of the Drukhari updates does the Sisters updates. That's what I want. I want buffs that are as good as the nerfs Drukhari got. Yeah, that's what I want. It's alright, I'm praying for that Guard Codex. I've got a pretty decent sized Guard army. I would love for Guard to get an interesting, deep codex with a lot of fun options. Because I could be a Guard player. No small convincing. I've got the army ready. Like I'm ready to be a Guard player. This could happen on command. All right, 9 striking scorpions are green. 1 of them is white. We're gonna fix that. Let's go. I want to see what a new Ultramarine list you can put together. You know, I've had some ideas. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had some ideas. We're gonna keep that thought posted. I have genuinely been thinking, like, if I were to play Ultramarines again, what would I do? And I'll tell you, I think it starts with the Emperor's Spears. I really do. Emperor's Spears is the White Dwarf chapter that is, like, honestly kind of badass and, like, way better than you would expect. That supplement actually pretty good. I think if I were doing Ultramarines, I would start with Emperor's Spears. But I am playing Ultramarines at the team tournament in Adepticon, so stay tuned for that. Sam, I hope they don't just crank the damage and say, here you go. I agree, Samuel. Guard, I don't mind that Guard is a later codex this edition. Not because I don't want Guard to get good rules soon. I don't want Guard to be bad. But I really want Guard to be a codex that they put their time into. I feel like Guard, it could be a Tau problem, where if you just make them too good at, like, their shtick, it's really not fun for everyone else. And that's what I'm worried about, is that Guard are usually either too good and it's not fun to play against them, or they're not good enough and it's not fun to play with them. And I really think that they need to take their time, put some really interesting mechanics into the Guard book, and I would be interested in that. Oh, Aaron Thunderbark is also working on Striking Scorpions. Heck yeah, Aaron. Best aspect. We all know it. Nick is wrong. It's not Swooping Hawks. Swooping Hawks are the stupidest aspect. Nick's crazy. I don't like him. Striking Scorpions aren't as good as Swooping Hawks. He's crazy, I tell you. Is Quentin playing Drukhari? Got to play him in Orlando and his army looks awesome. Matto, 100% correct. Quentin will be playing Drukhari in the Streamhouse RTT. He also happens to be my round 1 pairing. So I'm gonna be playing against his Drukhari. That'll be a streamed game on YouTube. I think that's gonna be next Friday. We're gonna have live stream games on YouTube on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week. So stay tuned for that. There is a lot coming up, and I hope that you all are very, very excited for it. Just as excited as I am. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Yeah, I am excited for Ultramarines. I really want to revisit Space Marines and, like, try to give them the love that they deserve, because they deserve love, and they have not been getting much of it recently. So I want to bust them back out sometime soon. I want to try Space Marines again. I hope they lean into the versatility and let you be good at different things with orders, but you can't be good at multiple things at the same time. I wouldn't be opposed to that, Samuel. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't mind if fixed bayonets gave a unit, it was an order to a unit that advanced, that let them advance and charge and get +1 to wounded combat. Because, I'm making this up, by the way. I'm not a playtester. But, Guard, you should be able to do cool things. And they're not good in combat, so giving them combat buffs is thematic when you, drag people down. Because, if you give a guardsman unit +1 to wound, they're still not that good. Who are we kidding here, right? Guardsman with +1 to wounds, not actually a big deal. But it'd be cool. You just run in there, fix your bayonets, get your catachan knives, and just start hacking people. I don't know. I'm excited for the guard book when it comes. I hope that it's not like Admech or Tau, where it's like, aha, we are oppressively good at this one thing. Have fun. It's like, oh, that we didn't actually have fun with that. Unfortunately, GW. Hate to say it. Striking scorpions, getting green armor. Doodly 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 doo. Not looking bad. All right. There we go. Green. Striking scorpions are green. There are 10 striking scorpions. All 10 of them are green. That looks to me like the right number. Cool. 10 striking scorpions. Ta-da! Top 10 relic pistols when? John Javes, April 1st. Join us for top 10 relic pistols on April 1st. That will be a YouTube stream guaranteed. Top 10 relic pistols, April 1st. Come on in. Dun, 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 dun. Whoever is playing Craft World's going to be using the new book. Absolutely, David Powers. We will be using the new Craft World Codex in the stream house RTT. Right now, it looks like Brad Chester is going to be the old man for the job. So Brad Chester is going to be playing at the Craft World Eldar. We've got the book. We've got the models. They aren't painted, but you know what? That is literally what I'm here to do. They will be painted soon. And when they're painted, I think it's going to be a pretty good looking army. I'm excited for it. And yes, it will be the new Codex. So really excited for that. Hopefully you are too. Let's clear some space off here. More pink lemonade time. Fantastic. Nick moved away the... All right, I'm going to go get a box. When Nick sat down, he moved the box I had next to me on this chair here. And unfortunately, that box had some models on it that I need to paint. We'll be back. All right. All right, I'm back. I told you it wouldn't be long. How do you feel about White Scars at the moment? Mitchell, I really like White Scars. They are my favorite chapter thematically and playstyle-wise. I feel like they're an army that is going to suffer into Custodes. And that breaks my heart. Because I don't want to suffer into anyone, especially, Custodes, like another Imperium army. They really like the rerolls, and I'm a little worried about the White Scar playstyle being outdated at the moment is kind of my fear. So we'll see. It would be nice to get them back on the table again. So I'm not opposed to giving the White Scars and the Ultramarines a fair shake sometime in the soon future. So I would like to do that. I'm a big old fan of White Scars. So perhaps soon we can make that happen. But we do talk about that a lot in detail in our Space Marine clinics in the War Room, where we actually had some really good White Scar discussion earlier this week. So if you are interested in that, perhaps that would be a good thing to check out. I'm gonna look at a picture of a Warp Spider, because I've got 10 Warp Spiders on the desk, and I really don't remember how they're normally painted. This is an army that's not my normal repertoire, so let's go look at them. Oh, they're a lot more red than I would have guessed. Okay, I can work with that. It's a lot of red. A little bit of black in some spots. That's not a problem. I feel like Warp Spiders should be a dark red. Let's see here. We've got Blood Red and Slaughter Red. Blood Red looks a little darker. Is it? Blood Red or Slaughter Red darker? Oh, jeez. This is a question I was not prepared for. I think Slaughter Red is a little... Yeah, I think Blood Red is a little darker. So we're going to use some Blood Red. We're going to go with a dark red on these Warp Spiders. We're going to do that. Shake it, shake it, shake it up. Alright. This better not be a long comment of the video labeled top 10 and then do like movement trades or something. John Chase, you think we would do something like that on April 1st? That's so silly. Are Chaos Demons viable anymore? Yes. I think that Slaanesh Demon Rush is still like the best thing for Chaos Demons. Definitely that is a list that does not enjoy Custodes. So, a little tougher on that one. I don't know. I don't know. I think demons have some options, but they're definitely in need of a new book. So I'm kind of hoping that with this being like a year of chaos, like the last 2 years of chaos, it means that we get an actual chaos release at some point. So I'm hoping that after the Chaos Space Marine book, I'm hoping demons come in by the end of the year, honestly, because demons are cool. I'm not Fate Weaver. Fate Weaver sucks. Other than that, demons are cool. So I would not be opposed to demons getting some interesting roles here. How hard do you go in painting novitiates? Tons of detail available, but they look good with a simple scheme too. I actually haven't painted any novitiates yet, so good question. The problem is that they're only available in the Kill Team Chalnath box, and I didn't really. We got one of them, and I wasn't really like thinking about sisters. And then I was getting excited for sisters. I'm like, yeah, let's actually get some sisters, army going. Like, let's actually paint some novitiates. And then I was like, oh yeah, let me just check, see where I can get the Kill Team Chalnath box, and it's gone. It's not even on the GW website box anymore. Like GW does not acknowledge the existence of this box, and I'm like, oh, this is unfortunate. So yeah, I was like a little disappointed by that, because I would very much like to get some more novitiates and like 30 of them. Yeah. Any ideas how well you think Wolfen do into Custodies? Well, joke's on you. I don't reroll anything anyways. There is a little bit of a secret to just using the non-core units with good profiles into Custodies, because they don't get the rerolls. And you know what? They didn't even want the rerolls. They don't even need rerolls. So I actually don't think Wolfen would be bad into Custodies. Pretty sure they changed their fight on death to now it no longer works if you've already fought. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. Which is a little bit hurtful, because I would love it for the Space Wolf player. If they could like charge in, swing with their hammers, get obliterated back, and then just swing a second time, that'd be kind of cool. I don't think it works that way. Painting some blood red. Yep, putting blood red down on these warp spiders. How am I liking the speed paint so far? Hello, Frosty Forge. I am loving the speed paints. They are very, very fast, and they dry very smooth, where, we've talked about it before. Contrast sometimes gets we called the coffee stain effect, where like you could see the brush strokes after it was like all dry and done. Have not had that problem at all with speed paints. Just I've been giving everything a lot of time to dry, and that has been making a difference. So really, really happy with them so far. Haven't had any problems because I haven't gone back to a model yet. So far, just using this as a batch paint has been awesome. Similar to most, only fight once, yeah. Plasma / Cyclone or Volkite Contemptor versus Tau. Snivar, the Plasma Contemptor with Cyclone is the best. That is definitely my favorite loadout, but I will say that I've thought about going a single fist just for a little bit of combat punch into other armies like Custodes. I'm looking at you. But I haven't really decided on that yet. I'm definitely a Plasma and a Cyclone is like, it's absolutely there for me. Then it's the question of, all right, do I want a second Plasma Cannon, or do I want the fist? I think it depends on the chapter you're running. White Scars might actually like that fist going up to like, or like a chain fist with 2d3 plus 1 damage on the charge. Now it's like, yeah, every time a bike fails a save, they're just dead. Like that's 2d3 plus 1 is pretty good odds of just acing a bike whenever you swing. And that, I'm not going to lie, if I'm a White Scar player who's tired of Custodes being really good and shutting off my rerolls, I would like every failed save to hurt. The next Nachman book seemed to hint at Knights being the focus. Excited? Any idea how you'd make Knights work in Modern 9th? Oh man, I love Knights. I played them a decent amount. I really, really like the Freeblade Lance for Knights. I think they're super fun. I would be really excited to see what that book would entail. I would literally love to see Knights get brought in line with 9th edition instead of being good with like one good data sheet that just got its points raised. I would love it if Knights were like a true 9th edition army. I really want a Knights Codex. I think Knights really need a Codex secondary more than like... Although they got one in Nachman, so that one actually probably helps a lot. Played my Demons List versus Custodes recently, not fun at all. Yeah, Tom B, I'm not shocked by that, unfortunately. The Warp Spider sculpts might be older than me, John. I am 100% confident that Warp Spiders are old. Like, I really genuinely believe you that the Warp Spider sculpt is older than me. Does anyone know how old the Warp Spider sculpt is? Like, what if they've got a year on it, or a number of years that it's been around? Drop it either way. But yeah, I I am extremely confident that the Warp Spider sculpt is older than me. I fully believe it, not a doubt in my mind. These things are probably from like 92 or something, and your boy is not from 92. I was not around at the time. So wasn't doing anything. In before night, invuln saves can always be taken against things that ignore invulns. You know, honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised at this point, but I don't know. I don't like it when it's like, my rule ignores this. My rule ignores rules that ignore this. My rule ignores rules that ignore this. That's going to get old, so I hope that is not the design direction they take, but I would also like for knights to be tanky tough. I would like that a lot. Warp Spiders are from 94. Alright, confirmed. It does not matter what month. 1994 is before I was born. This sculpt is older than me. But it's fine cast, so this model is not older than me. I don't know. Even if it was like the first fine cast, it'd be pretty old, but it wouldn't be as old. Doodle-doo. All aboard the Striking Scorpion train. Was looking at it. If they're set up from deep striking at 4 attacks with triple exploding 6s, one of those explosions is ineligible for mortals. Yeah, you can get a lot of really cool things with Striking Scorpions. I am a big old fan of the Striking Scorpions. I really am. They're just like the coolest models. Also, their rules don't seem too bad. I'm excited for that too. Alright. Warp Spiders. I think Warp Spiders were released as part of the 3rd edition Craft World book. Someone saying 1992. Wouldn't be surprised. You know what? That's older than me no matter what. 1994, 1992, even 1995 does not matter. I'm a child of 1996. So, got a little time there. Make me feel old. Oh, Frosty Forge. I don't make you feel old. Your gray hairs make you feel old, Frosty Forge. We know the truth. I joke. Although I think Frosty Forge might be joining me on this paint stream tomorrow. We've got some guests lined up. I think we're going to have the Archon Skari himself hop on later today in the second half of this paint stream. But for right now, I am content to go at it solo. It's a one-man show. One man painting a lot of Eldar. And that's good enough for me. It really is. Just painting a lot of Eldar. Do. Man, this is not a zero amount of Eldar, though. I really have a lot of Eldar to paint. This is a lot. It's okay. It's all right. We're gonna make this work. Yeah. Sorry, the speed paints are genuinely gonna save my butt. They are going to help a lot. This is gonna be what saves my bacon. I have 10 Warp Spiders in Pewter with the Exarch. Ooh, Pewter genuinely might be older than me. Like, that could be a physical sculpt older than I am. You know, I've gotten that a couple times. Like, especially, this happened more when I was younger, because as time goes on, people stop playing or lose models or buy new ones, whatever. But, like, I definitely, like, when I was, like, a kid, I would, like, go to, like, RTTs, and I'd play against, like, the one Greybeard who had an all-rogue trader armor of, like, Beaky Marines from, like, the first box set, and he hasn't bought anything since, and he's mad that his army's still not good anymore. And he was like, yeah, these models are older than you are. And I'm like, cool, here's the brand new Metal Hive Guard. Your army's dead. Hive Guard have always killed Marines. Pretty great. This is I like this color. This blood red. This is a nice dark red. I'm enjoying this one. Here we go. Man, what am I gonna do with all these elves? These aspect warriors. We're just mixing up all the speed paints over here. All right, I think this guy's done. More Warp Spitters. I'm not painting on stream again. Oh god, I keep doing that. All right. For the next Guard Codex, I hope for 3 things. 1, Voxcasters being relevant. John, man after my own heart. 2, ranks, like platoon versus company commanders having some kind of effect. 3, core if. So, for example, Leman Russ tank commanders make Leman Russ core. You know, honestly, I look at the Guard Codex. I don't think the Guard Codex needs core. I don't think Tyranids do either, for the record. But, like, Guard, all of the buffs are for infantry, or they're for vehicles. And, like, they're all so keyword locked that I don't think that the core buff is going to change much at all for Guard. I think the only thing it's going to change is that officers are no longer going to order themselves. I think that's really going to be the only difference. Because I'll admit, doesn't make a lot of sense when the company commander is like, you know who needs to run? You do, big guy. Let's go. You know, I'm going to run myself 24 inches across the table because there is nothing faster than the last company commander on the table. Nothing in the world is faster than that guy. He just goes 12 inches, 12 inches. Frosty Forge is going to be streaming tomorrow and delivering a puppy. I am overjoyed. You know what I like? I like puppies, I like painting, and I like having the Frosty Forge over at the house to hang out with us and to gaze upon all of the horrible Eldar. And you know what else will be happening tomorrow? You'll be able to gaze upon the Eldar book. Because tomorrow at 5 a.m. Eastern Time, the magical limit is up, and Nick Nanavati is going to be on our stream talking about the brand new Craft World Eldar Codex that we have in hand, and there's a lot of exciting things to say. So tune in then, and it is going to be a very, very exciting time. And you know what? I am really, really with you on the Voxcaster. I am so mad about the Voxcaster being worthless. Because, the Voxcaster does not a single thing. It has rules, I get it. You can go read them if you want, if you're curious what it actually does. But I'm going to tell you, the Voxcaster does nothing, and I hate it. But Voxcasters are cool. If anyone's going to, literally have a radio man, it should be Guard. And you know what it should do? It should buff Indirect, which means that you should make Indirect worse, and then the Voxcaster brings it back up to, an acceptable level. And that is how you should make Indirect work. By, needing support to be functional, not being functional, and support makes it amazing. Because that, as we have seen by the recent Indirect meta, is a problem. Alrighty. Warp Spider. Getting painted red. Yeah, man, this got a lot more red. We need a lot more red. Cork Views for strats, also fair, John. Question from Glass Half Dead. Do the Art of War guys mainly paint their own armies, or is there a bunch of commission painted stuff in there too? So there is some commission painted stuff in there. The Drukhari army, for example, 2, 3, 4, 5, is completely commission painted. But I paint all my stuff. Any army that you see me playing on stream, 99% chance that it was painted by me. Really the only time that I don't paint my own army is when I'm borrowing Nick or Richard's armies. But my armies that I play, I always paint myself. Richard mostly paints his own armies. He has had some commission work done on his secondary and tertiary armies, like his Custodians and his Blood Angels. But his Tau, his Admech, he paints all that himself. Nick, inconsistent. Nick doesn't have armies. He just kind of plays what he plays. And then he commission paints some stuff. He painted some stuff. He makes me paint some stuff. It's a whole weird thing. You never really know what you're getting. You make Tau Indirect more manageable by needing marker lights. 100%. 100%, Animax. You could do that. Matt Baker asks, would I be running Novitiates as all power swords? I don't think you can do that. Matt, my memory is that the superior of the Novitiate squad can take a power sword, and I don't think anyone else can. Which I don't mind the power sword. I don't pay the 5 points for it. It's not bad though. But my memory is that you cannot do that. However, I do. I just take them with the stock punchy weapons, like the stock sisters melee weapons. I just go hit people. Just keep them cheap. It's good to have cheap OBSEC troops that hit decently hard. They're just valuable. Yeah, Voxcasters never changed. Yep, and they've been terrible the whole time. Voxcasters, they need some love. The stupid 3 CP stratagem should be 0 points. 0 command points, I should say. That should be a 0 command point stratagem. Just costing is wild sometimes. I look at that strat and I look at anything else and I'm like, wow, this is just not the same. All right, another Warp Spider done. Let's get another Warp Spider going. Yeah, I'm with you. Guard they could be a very interesting army. I just think that GW needs to take their time doing it, so I don't mind if GW takes their time and ends up giving us an awesome Guard book. It will be worth the wait if they give it what it deserves. So I hope they do. I really, really hope that that is what GW is doing and that they're making an amazing Guard. It's full of a bunch of random weapons. I didn't realize they could just all take power swords. I did not even know that. But even if they could, I don't think I would. I like the normal sister melee weapon that they take. I think that's just solid. Voxcaster is just going to be a Guard Clamovis. You know what? If it's 5 points for a Guard Clamovis, so be it. That would be better than what it is now. I really, really would be. If it's just +1 leadership or something, I'm literally gonna just cry. I'm like, why? I mean, I'm sure that Voxcaster is just gonna give the keyword Voxcaster, and then you have to use strats for it. That's totally worth it. Or maybe officer rules, will make you want Voxcast. I mean, I really doubt that, but it would be nice if they made you want a Voxcaster. Yeah, I feel like the officer should have an earpiece, because I think what it is right now is that an officer within 6 inches of a Voxcaster can reach another unit with a Voxcaster 18 inches away, and you're like, this is too many steps. I'm just going to order the unit next to me, not the ones downfield. They tried a little too hard with Voxcasters. Tried a little too hard. My hot take is I want tank commanders to be legends and the regular Rust to take its place. You know, Samuel Morris, I would not be mad if there was only one Rust data sheet and it was good. I don't really care if I take tank commanders or Lehman Russ. I would like a use for the Lehman Russ kit. That's all I really want. Don't care how I do it. If they just make the normal Lehman Russ really good, I won't even need tank commanders. Legends them, doesn't matter. Hello all, Ironheaded. Welcome back. Welcome back to the streams. Ironheaded was hanging out with us a lot in yesterday's little hangout video with myself and Adam. Good to see you back with us. So much painting. This might break me. This is a lot of painting. I'm starting to see why Nick was in agony. I'm starting to get it. Nick can't hear me right now. He's ignoring me. I don't know where he is. But I'm starting to understand the pain. All right. Warp Spiders. We only ever talk all tank commanders or all Rust. Yeah, you know, maybe they make the tank commander good, but they have a rule where you can't take more tank commanders than you take Lehman Russ tanks. Because it doesn't make sense that the tank commander shows up without any tanks to command. So, you know, maybe there's a lot of options here. There are ways that you can make this happen. Yeah, you know what? I would love to see one tank commander and 3 Lehman Russ as a staple of a guard list. I would love to see that, because I think 3 is a good number for Lehman Russ. I don't want to see them spammed, but 3 Lehman Russ, that feels perfectly manageable. I'm really okay with that. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. Guard has some really iconic elements that I would love to see incorporated in their 9th edition book. When is the question? When are we getting that book? I don't know. I don't know, folks. I do not. After the Tyranid book, probably. And I'm really excited for that one. I love it. We're having the full-blown guard conversation. Nick's in agony because it tries trash talk more than painting. Oof. Yikes. Well, Nick's not very good at trash talk either, so we'll cut him some slack. Let's see. Get the red. Man, this Exarch. Weird looking model. Warp Spiders are weird. Can we talk about that? Warp Spiders really need a plastic glow up here, but they are just a weird looking kit, honestly. Do you think and or want orders to change the command phase or stay as they are? You know, they're gonna be command phase. Who are we even kidding? It's literally the command phase is for given commands. There's no way that there's not a command phase. So I'm not even gonna worry about what I would want, because I don't mind shooting or things that are after I move, because it works better with orders and transports. But I think we all know that they're gonna be command phase. It sounds like a tank platoon. Well, it should sound like a tank platoon, right? If there's a tank commander, there needs to be some tanks to command. What does the winner of your RTT get? Just a title belt and bragging rights? Yeah, it's just bragging rights and a little tiara. Nothing. We didn't put any money on the line because at the end of the day, we're here to entertain and have fun. We don't want to. We don't need any kind of cash prize or something when I'm playing games with my roommates. But there will be a lot of bragging rights, so rest assured the A game is being brought by everyone who is showing up. No one wants to go out round 1. Everyone wants to put in a good showing. It's going to be tough. The competition will be fierce. And I'm really excited to see it, honestly. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. The more I'm putting this on, the more I'm liking this blood red. This is a good speed paint. Nice and vibrant, but still dark. I don't know, it's like bright and dark at the same time. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not good enough at painting to understand what's happening here. I need Frosty Forge to be sitting next to me telling me what is happening. Alright, 5 Warp Spiders done. Let's knock out 5 more, right? Let's keep going. We're just gonna keep putting paints on, and we're just gonna keep going. We're not gonna stop until we're done. More red. How are you doing with the speed paints this far in? Still easy to paint? Just fatigue is normal? Yeah, speed paints are doing good so far. Fatigue is normal. Yeah, I've been painting for a while. It doesn't help that I didn't really sleep much last night. That's a whole host of other things. That's just life catching up with me. That's okay. We're doing normal. I'm already looking forward to like taking a little like lunch coffee break. Because I am thinking there's gonna be some coffee in my future. I think we're gonna need to get something. Maybe I'll task Nick with making a coffee run. Where is Nick? I don't know where he is. It's a work day. He should be here. Make company commanders with Voxcasters order the tanks. Samuel Martin, 100%. Make Lehman Russ a transport capacity of 1 and a company commander can get inside. Boom, big brain. That's how you make tank commanders now. That would be awesome. I always wish that there were more tanks with a transport capacity of 1 because it'd be cool to like have like a buff like while there's a company commander and a tank commander, they go like they're better. I don't know. I think it'd just be cool. Or like you can use the ballistic skill of an embarked character in a tank. Any plans for the Inter Art of War Blunderdome? It's not Blunderdome. We're actually trying. So it's going to be even more embarrassing when I lose round 1. Because I wasn't trying to be bad. My plans for round 1 is to win. Because I'm going to be playing Bloody Rose, Sisters of Battle. I can tell you the armies that are being played. I'm pretty sure I know all of them. Let's go down the line. Richard Siegler, Tau Empire. Absolutely shocking. His opponent, Blake Law. Blake Law running Crusher Stampede. No soft lists here, only the most competitive. Next up, myself, Bloody Rose, Sisters of Battle. I wasn't in the house when we were choosing armies, and I couldn't take my top 4 choices. Somehow, yay. My matchup, Quentin Johnson, former number 20 in the ITC last year, currently number 2 in the ITC and playing at the Cherokee Open, trying to take that number 1 spot. And his Drukhari. He's playing Drukhari good stuff. That is going to be scary because it turns out Drukhari actually still good. Number 3 seed Brad Chester, Craft World Eldar, going up against Nick Nanavati and his Gene Stealer Cult. Gene Stealer Cult, that is going to be interesting. Nick just won a G2 this Gene Stealer Cult. Played them on stream yesterday against Richard Tau. Nick is kind of feeling himself. Nick is very excited about Gene Stealer Cult. We actually did an Art of War episode earlier this morning. I stayed up late and woke up early. Don't ask questions. But we just did an Art of War episode with Nick Nanavati talking about his Gene Stealer Cult, and he is really excited, and he is starting to feel confident, which is a dangerous thing. And Nick only feels confident when he's about to get tabled on turn 1 or when he's about to win the ITC. You really get a wide range with Nick. You never know what you're going to get. So we'll see. I'm actually most excited of the round 1 matchups to watch Nick and Brad play. I think that's going to be the most interesting round 1 game, other than, of course, my wonderful showing with Sisters of Battle. And the final game is going to be Jack on Custodes into Mark on Orcs. They've played that one a few times, but I think Mark has been working on his tricks. He would not be coming into this game without a weird plan that absolutely none of us understand. So I am excited to see what happens. All right. Matt O. Have faith in the Emperor John, flex on all these people and win it with Sisters. Matt O. I am going to. I have plans within plans. My faith runs deep. I have prayed to the Emperor for guidance, and the Emperor spoke to me in a dream. And in that dream, he said, John, Valorous Heart, garbage. Bloody Rose, the best. You know what's even better than Bloody Rose? The Castigator. I am taking a Castigator battle tank in my Bloody Rose detachment. Don't ask questions. It's happening. I'm really excited to just pull some magic. Maybe some miracles. I think Sisters are better than they're given credit for. Sisters have a bit of a bad rap because they didn't have a great win rate, and then they got nerfed. And everyone's like, oh, wow, Bad Army got nerfed. I guess they're terrible now. And you know, that nerf was really unnecessary. But here we are. It's okay. I think Sisters are still better than people would think. I really, really do think Sisters are better than they're given credit for. And I'm excited to prove that the army has some teeth. Dun, dun, dun. Does the Emperor have 4 arms in the stream? Matt, hold on. Let me think about this. I don't remember counting. The Emperor had at least 2. He definitely had at least 2 arms. Beyond that, I'm struggling to remember. I don't know. I think he had at least 2. There might have been 4. There might have been 4 arms. At least 2 though. At least 2. All right, pink lemonade time. I am talking a lot. That's actually the hard part. Just me. No stream puppy. No Nick Donabody. Richard Siegler, I don't know. He's in his lair. Richard has this fortress of solitude. He can hear me right now, by the way. The walls are thin. Richard is like over there. I'm pointing directly at him through like 3 walls. But he can hear everything from his lair. His fortress of solitude is what he call it. Because he's Superman, but he just has his little like cave that he just never leaves. Ironheaded says GW nerf sisters historically since 2nd edition to keep them worse than Marines. You know, that is a low bar right now. Marines have seen better days. And I chose sisters over Marines anyways. I think sisters are better than Marines, but they're both, I think, in a bad spot, but better than people think. So they still have more teeth than people would expect if you're dedicated to the army and dedicated to the tricks. I really like Space Marines. I never thought I'd be the Space Marine player because I've been playing for a long time. And my current, little like circle of armies has grown a lot in like the past 4 years compared to the 10 years before that. And I have a lot of armies in my wheelhouse now that really weren't in my repertoire before. So it's kind of interesting to me. Like I never thought that I would consider myself a space, like let alone play Space Marines every once in a while. I never thought I would like be a Space Marine player, and I am, and I actually like it. All the more reason to get hyped for the Marine 2.0 Codex. I see that a lot on like Spiky Bits. I haven't seen the reliable sources talking about a Space Marine 2.0 Codex yet. Doesn't mean it's not coming, because let me be clear, I have no idea. But genuinely, I hope it's true. I hope we get a Space Marine 2.0 Codex. But I also really hope that it's after we get a Nid Codex, a Guard Codex, a Demon Codex. Let's get everyone their 9th edition book, and then we can look at Space Marine 2.0 again. I'm not mad about getting to a Space Marine Codex at the end of the edition. I'm really not. Like, I get it. They're Space Marines. Business model. It makes sense. But please give Chaos Space Marines a 2nd wound before Primaris Marines go to 3 wounds each. GW. I'm just kidding. Do it, you mad lads. Give the Intercessor 3 wounds, the same FAQ that gives Chaos Space Marines 2 wounds. Honestly, screw them. It's what you get for betraying the Emperor. Art of War Down Under. Talk about the Sisters clown car rhino full of characters. Paul Jan, terrible news. I am not doing that. I might put like a Dogmata in a transport, but I'm not really looking at a clown car. I only have 3 characters in my sisters list. It's Palatine, Candace, and a Dogmata, and that's good enough for me. Would I take more if I was allowed to? Absolutely yes. Is the Bloody Rose supplement written poorly and never getting FAQ'd? Also yes. Don't know why I can't take Sanctified, but I can't, so kind of simplifies the thought process if half my characters are illegal. Yeah. I feel like an idiot playing Sisters with a full Drukari and Custodes army on the shelf, but here I am. Matt, you don't know, you're not an idiot. You have faith, and faith can overcome all in these grim, dark times. Matt, I'm proud of you, but I hope that you're playing Bloody Rose, not Martyred Lady. Please stop playing Martyred Lady. You gotta stop, Matt. You gotta stop. Dun dun dun. Warp spiders. And Matt is a true fan. Matt is loyal. I respect it. Not an army hopper like me, but you know what? It's alright. I have faith, and I am back with Sisters. I am back. The heart wants what it wants, and the heart wants the Bloody Rose to destroy all of its enemies. Glorious combat. I'm also taking Beneficence, by the way. I'm like looking at the meta, and I'm like, you know what? With Craft World, like Drukari's still good. Gene Slither Cult starting to catch steam. You know what is starting to catch up? Tau. Like, I'm bringing back a Beneficence Canonist. Like Becky with the good blade. She's in the list. I think she's ready. But my OPSEC strat, Matto, you don't need an OPSEC strat if you take 6 troop choices. Checkmate. Seriously though, please make Battle Sisters like 8 points a model. Like, are you kidding me? Ironhead is asking which book has Bloody Rose rules. Oh, the Bloody Rose supplement can be found in Warzone Knockman Vigilus Alone. Pretty sure that's the name of it. It's the one that just came out a couple weeks ago. Bloody Rose supplement. That is what I am playing. Bloody Rose. If you want to hear about that, let's say you just heard me say Bloody Rose supplement, and you're like, oh my god, I want to know these rules, but you don't have a game store nearby, they're out of stock, you can't find the book. Go to our podcasts. Go to Art of War Down Under. And in the last couple episodes, we had Mitch Beard from the Sisters Act podcast, great podcast, by the way, join Adam Camilleri to talk about Bloody Rose. And I think they did a really, really good review in part 1, which is free for everyone, about what that Bloody Rose supplement means for Sisters Battle. If you want the deeper dive, check out part 2, but if you just want to know what the book is, go ahead and listen to part 1. Taking the Bloody Rose novitiates, 30 of them, Paul Jan, 100%. I could not be stopped. Guardians are going to be like 7 points. I'm going to be legit annoyed. They're not, but they're still probably going to be better than Sisters of Battle basic troops because they are terrible. But I'm still taking 3 units because I like making bad decisions. I don't know what to tell you. Just making bad decisions all over here. Warp spider. Painting warp spiders red. Alright. Wow, I can really see how being alone, like I can see how solitary confinement is a punishment, because paint stream, talk to myself. Woohoo! I would probably lean towards the Unbroken podcast. There, it's pretty cool. Chad Brester's in the chat. Chad Brester. Text Richard. He was complaining to me this morning that you weren't responding to him. Chad Brester. Go text Richard. Hey, guess who's in the chat? Chad Brester. Chad Brester's in the chat. Wow. Yeah. Chad? Nick's coming over here. Nick, come say hi.
Hi, Chad.
There's Nick. You can just see him a little bit. Just his elbow. Oh, there's the face. The brown magic. The face of Art of War. The face of Gene's Thurkults. I should have known that you were going to be at getting your green drink. I was thinking of asking you to get me some coffee, but I didn't know where you were.
I can make you coffee.
No, I want to get like fancy coffee. I'm a coffee snob when I drink it, which is like once every 2 months.
Well, when I go out next, I will get you fancy coffee.
Heck yeah. Oh, also, Matt O bought us pub subs.
Hell yeah, Matt O. Thanks.
Yeah, it's kind of the best. Nick rolling into work at noon. Matthew Atwood, what makes you think Nick started working? I'm just kidding. Nick and I were working at 7:30 this morning.
Hey, podcast.
Podcast. Oh, it's all right. We work weird hours at the Art of War, but you know what? The work gets done.
But not at noon.
No, not at noon. Not at noon. No, I told myself I would take my break at 1.
You did.
I did.
It's on the schedule. Not that you need to stick to that.
I'm gonna throw out your schedule. Need novitiate kits out as an independent kit. Ironheaded, that is the thing I want the most. Trust me, the second that they give me an independent novitiate kit that I can buy without spending like $120, I will get 30 novitiates. Until then, we're just gonna use some metal Sisters of Battle. Those are the novitiates. They're like the babies who are still joining. Nick is left without saying goodbye. Classic. Bye, Nick. Incredible. He abandoned me. Down Under was talking some mad lad list with 12 mortifiers. Paul Jan, I have heard, there's a Sisters of Battle Discord, and they're very passionate in there. Faithful, perhaps. They have some crazy ideas. They were trying to tell me to take 6 Paragon Warsuits to the Streamhouse RTT, and 12 mortifiers, and like 7 Penitent Engines. Nick, are you leaving again? Get back here.
Well, I wanted to come and tell you that I only left to say hi to Bella, but then I realized, no, I actually wanted to keep saying hi to Bella.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't take you away from Stream Puppy.
Stream Puppy needs loving.
You need to find one of them thirsty towel players to split a box or two with. I do, but the box is sold out, so it's like really hard to get right now. I have been unable to find novitiates, like completely unable. It's actually really annoying. I've got 4 minutes. Why are we not talking Eldar? Chad Brester, you know why we're not talking Eldar. It's because the new book is lame. It's not as cool as Sisters of Battle. That's the fact. Chad Brester, go ahead and tell me. Streamhouse RTT, you're going to be playing Eldar. Do you have ideas? I guess we'll talk more about the list tomorrow when we're allowed to. But I hope you've got plans within plans on what you're going to be doing with the Craft World Eldar. Because, if I'm painting this army, you've got to do it a service. How am I all alone? Chad Brester, I've been all alone since I started this thing at 9 a.m. I blame Nick Nanavati for that. It's Nick Nanavati late to his own party. He's not hanging out with me. We're never really sure what Nick's doing. Do. Brad, do you want to hang out? Do you want to hang out and hobby with me? Because we would love to have you. Get old man Brad on a stream, just hanging out. He wouldn't even be painting, by the way. It'd be, I'm hobbying, Brad's hanging out. And you know what? I still think that's what the people want. I think people would enjoy that kind of content. Yep. Red on the hands. Here we go. He lies, Brad. He lies. So many. Most of my sister's army is metal. Only the sister's box of plastic. My immolators are 2nd edition immolators with a metal turret. Iron-headed. That is a throwback right there. That is old school. I am not as old school as you. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. My sister's army is 100% plastic. There's no resin. There's no metal. I have a lot of metal sisters, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to just replace them. We're going to just get an entirely new army. I hadn't really painted my sister's army. I bought a really cheap metal collection a while back. And because the price was right, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get 1,000 points of sisters for $200. But then they were like, oh yeah, plastic sisters of battle. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait for that. So I gave all the metal ones to Nick because he wanted his sister's army fast, and I was like, and I want a sister's army that's plastic. All right, 10 warp spiders, spidery doos. Here we go. Mikey Creed has metal Eldar. Ironheaded with a question: how does speed paint work with a wet palette? I forgot to ask Adam. So Ironheaded, speed paint works fine on the wet palette. I'm not using it currently, but the real reason that I'm using a dry palette, not a wet palette, is because speed paint will stain the sponge on a wet palette. So I'm using a dry palette. I think it works fine for the paint, but it'll go through the palette faster. Is why I'm not using it. Matt, the $5 super chat. By the way, how on earth are Drukhari under the radar again? I'm worried Drukhari and Harlequins could be wrecking people again in no time. Genuinely, Matt I am worried too. I think Dark Eldar are amazing, and they're somehow going to be even better because I think Harlequins kind of just are like Inquisitors, where you just kind of throw a patrol into an army. I think they said that on the website. I'm not sure. I haven't actually read that part of the book. I just kind of was told that and trusted it. Yeah. I am also nervous about Drukhari because they're still so cheap and they're still so good. They're Dark Eldar is so freaking cheap. It's obscene. All right, everyone got their, missed a hand. I'm gonna go back and paint this guy's hand. I think it's only right. This warp spider deserves to have his hands painted. All right, what do we got in here? Brad Chester, I think Anthony V was literally drooling at the mouth. Probably, yeah. Brad, what do you have Eldar ideas? Are you excited about Eldar? Are you excited about anything? Tell me the good news, Brad. Why aren't you on the paint stream with me? Why didn't you fly down early to help me paint Eldar? I just think that would have been really cool if you had done that, Brad. You're still cool, but would have been a lot cooler if you had. All right, we are getting even more red on these models as we should. Great. Okay, that's done. And did I? It's that guy's hand too. All right, hold on. See, this is why you double check, do some touch up. Didn't want to go back and put red on the hands later. Had to make sure that I got it all now. Speed paint, awesome. All right. If you had to only play Eldar for the rest of your 40k career, how long would it take for your friends and family to disown you for Xeno's debauchery? 14 Dead Souls, my friends and family would not... They would love me, actually. They would be very proud of me, I think. And they'd be proud of me for starting an Age of Sigmar army. Because I don't want to play elves for the rest of my life. Can't do it. Brad Chester is coaching in 1 minute. You go, Brad. Go do your coaching. I'm happy about Eldar and new kits to get paint commissions of them. The new kits for the Eldar army do look pretty cool. I am genuinely excited to be painting some of the new Eldar models. I really actually am. I am very excited about that. So we'll see how that continues to progress. Boom. Mikey Creed says Swooping Hawks. You know what? I don't like Swooping Hawks. Get some Scorpions. Cheaper Clowns and Dark Eldar. I'll probably take a look. You know what? We will see what happens there. Harlequins, Dark Eldar. So there's always a good elf. It's hard to keep elves down. Indeed. Brad the old foggy. I like it. All right, what's next? All right, 40 models have gotten the paint. I think I'm gonna go back to the Banshees. We're gonna give them the bone armor. I think that is an appropriate thing to do. I'll probably use the other red for the Banshee hair so that they stand out as different. What color are we looking at? Holy white, pallid bone. Pallid bone is what we're doing. The Ranger Gal character from Blackstone was a great model paint. That model is really cool. I forget her name. Made a nice chunk of progress so far in the time it took me to make some milk bread dough. Speed paint seems lit. Speed paint is fast. Speed paint is really good. All of this is exactly one coat, and it comes out really nice and even, which, by the way, I am thrilled about because I do not have time to do more than that. Yes, crafts here. I think warp spiders, and I think warp spiders are the most in need of a new kit. I really do. But striking scorpions are the coolest, so they should get a kit first anyway. I'm actually, before I keep painting, I'm actually going to send a message to Adam from the Army Painter because I have a question for him. I'm going to ask him about camo cloaks because he sent something about using speed paints to paint camo cloaks, and it sounded really cool, and I kind of forgot to ask him what he meant. So I need to ask him that. Let's see what he says. Okay, just asked him, so we're not going to do camo cloaks just yet. We're going to do the bone armor on Howling Banshees, and then we're going to come back. We're going to come back and see, hey, Adam, what did you mean about speed paints? And we'll find out together. Yeah. Pallid bone. All right, let's see what the chat's saying. So is the latest Banshee kit in Jane Czar. I really like the plastic Banshees. What is the status of 3K Eldar in 3 days? You know what? Good so far, but it's like noon on the first day. So we just put at least one color on like 40 infantry models, but we're just going to go back and everyone's going to get a second color. And here comes the Howling Banshees. They're going to be the first recipients. I think it'll be Jane Czar first because she's the best. Ugh. Is anything cooler than Jane Czar? I don't think so. Coolest Phoenix Lord other than Kratos. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Funny. All right. The Pewter Scorpions were not a bad kit. I don't even play Eldar and I want Moghan Ra. Tell you what, spoiler alert, we're going to be painting the Moghan Ra. He is going to get painted on the stream. Not today. He's not going to get painted today, but perhaps later. Perhaps after we have a preview of the new Eldar Codex, we will also paint some new Eldar models. Wouldn't that be a fun? That would be a fun thing to do, I think. So maybe we'll do that together. Tune in tomorrow to find out if I have a built and primed Moghan Ra literally 5 feet away from me. That's going to be on stream tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Chat. What's left to paint? Is this the last hurrah? Oh, this is. Oh no. Yeah, Matt Atwood. This is. I started like 3 hours ago. No, I started 2.5 hours ago. Yeah. So far, 40 Aspect Warriors / Rangers and Jane Czar have all gotten their first speed paint color, whatever it was. And yeah, just about 2.5 hours in, there is plenty to go. Check in today, Saturday, Sunday, and I'm gonna be burning the oil. There's going to be a lot of painting happening, which I am excited about, but also I'm a little scared because this is a lot of painting. That's right. We're gonna get some bone armor on Jane Czar. We're gonna see how she looks. Yeah, plenty of time left, luckily. Yeah, new Moghan Ra. It's going to be a really, really fun kit to paint. I am genuinely very excited about that. Also excited about how pointy Jane Czar's shoes are. You know, for all these models with these like super dynamic poses, I'm like, what would Jane Czar look like just walking? Because she doesn't make sense. Like her shoes, they're so pointy. Now, Jane Zar is a badass, don't get me wrong. But her shoes are so pointy. I just look at this and I'm like, how do you work? Teach me your secrets. How do you walk with such pointy shoes? I couldn't do it. Me, I'd be like, yeah, this is too much for me. I just trip. I'm not graceful enough to be a Phoenix Lord. But I mean, besides Jane Zar, no one really is. So, it makes sense. All right, get some nice bone armor on here. Ooh, this is looking good. So the Zenithal priming, that looks really good with a bone color on it. I'm actually really happy with that. And that's so fast. Speed paint, making bad painters look decent. Heck yeah. Playing tournament, painting an entire army. What a flex. I'm not playing the tournament till next week. My first game is on Friday, but the tournament starts on Wednesday, which means that the entire Eldar army has to be done by Wednesday because that's what the doctor ordered. Alrighty, Banshees. Is that good for Jane Zar? I think so. It's good enough for Jane Zar. Good enough for me. Alright. Jane Zar has gotten her bone, and now Banshees. Can you imagine getting kicked by the pointy-toed Jane Zar? It'd be like getting impaled. Like, if Jane Zar kicks me, I am gone. I am donezo. GG, no re. Let's see. I'm going to look over what the scheme was for Howling Banshees. Do they paint their masks white or bone, I wonder? Let's find out. Banshee. Aha. Adam says, let me call you soon. Awkward. Call me at 1. You know what? Actually, he can call me. He can call me on Skype and we'll just tune him in. Yeah, that'll be cool. Okay. Speed paints. Where are we at on the chat? Jane Zar just floats everywhere. She's too old to walk now. She just floats on her hair. She just floats on her hair. That's all she does. Which, you know what? I think Phoenix Lords just kind of have magical hair built in. They start them as bone with white highlights. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to end up doing too. I think that is what is going to happen. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's throw some bone down. For people asking about what this schedule is going to look like, let me tell you. The schedule is going to be me starting at 9 a.m. Eastern time every day. I'm going to paint for about 4 hours. And then I'm going to start again at 2 EST every day, 2 p.m. And then I'm going to paint for another like 3 or 4 hours. May just be 3 hours in the second half. We'll see how I'm feeling and how the progress goes and what's drying and what needs love and etc. I don't know. We'll just see what's going on. But at least 3 hours, I think. And yeah, we'll kind of work our way from there. And all of that is, of course, Eastern time, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And by the time we reach Sunday, I'm going to be finishing up an Eldar army, not just painting it. And that is going to be fun. Like, it's Wraithbone, but more pale like a relic. Yeah, I think that's good. Howling Banshees. Oh, these models are so cool. And speed paint, it's so fast. Fast and cool. That's what I wanted. Yep, already getting it. Good colors done. Alrighty. Not bad. Yeah, that's pretty fast. Yeah, I think so. I think we'll do a bone on the helmet, and then I think the helmet will just get some like lighter touch-ups. Like we'll focus on that when we go over it. Okay, first one done. Moving down the line, is someone going to join me? With what you've seen, which craft will I be playing? I can tell you that my favorite one is Biel-Tan. I don't know about best. That is a very open question that we just don't have an answer for yet. May honestly be a custom one for best. But I like Biel-Tan the most. 1, green is my favorite color. 2, Aspect Warriors are my favorite Eldar units. 3, no, that was actually the only 2 things. I like Aspect units and I like green. But I think that Biel-Tan have some interesting rules. I think their rules are public knowledge. I'm not sure. We'll talk a lot more about that kind of stuff tomorrow, but I would say Biel-Tan would be my choice, but I do not know that for a fact. Because we haven't played any games yet. And I haven't written a list yet. I haven't even tried to write a list. I've just read some stuff and be like, oh, that's interesting and cool, and I bet I'll see that on the table at some point. But I haven't tried it myself. Ulthway seems like a pick unless you're very vehicle heavy. Ulthway also seems very cool. I think there's going to be multiple good options, and that is a very good thing. Because I hate it when there's a book comes out and you're like, oh yeah, look at that, Emperor's Chosen, move on. Or Grey Knights where everyone knew what the only choices were for your Grey Knight companies. And I thought that was a little stale. So I am going to be very happy if there is a good variety in Eldar Craft Worlds, because that is all I want. All right, here we go. Bone armor going on the Howling Banshees. Let's see. Instead of Q-tips, you can use the makeup applicators, like the eyeshadow tips with this soft sponge ends. Hold on, let me see. Oh, try the bone color speed paint, then later rub the highlights with the damp Q-tip. Yeah, I might try that. Yeah, but right now we're just gonna start by slapping down the bone speed paint, which is pallid bone. Just make sure, correct, pallid bone, which so far I'm a big fan of pallid bone. Looks very good on the test models and looks pretty good on the Howling Banshees as well. So we'll keep going. Let me put the model forward so you can actually see it more. Yeah, pallid bone dries pretty good. Not mad about that at all. Yeah, there we go. That's looking good. Okay. Just get everything in pallid bone, get a really nice base done. What color are the wraith structures? The wraith bone structures that they're always prancing on. Maybe should I do that in bone? I think we'll come back to those. We're gonna dwell on that a little longer. I have to probably pick another color for that. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. Maybe it's after I do my basic material, I'll decide. I feel like it should be a pale bone though. Maybe I should. I'll do it later. We'll come back to that. Banshee done. All right, next one. Ulthway is always the pick because Eldrad is bad man. Eldrad is a bad man. Eldrad has always been tough. He used to have a 3-up invuln, right? They've been doing away with that though. There's a lot less 3-up invulns out there than there used to be, so maybe he lost that. Well, I don't actually remember. I don't even know if I've read Eldrad. Ulthway is cool. Like their trait. Seems very solid. Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk more about the craft worlds later. This is hard, painting the Eldar army while not talking about Eldar rules. Because normally it's oh, what should I talk about? Let me talk about the rules of the model I'm painting. I'm oh, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Howling Banshees, though, they are dope. And I'm glad that I'm painting them. Glad that we bought some. Built these a while ago, actually. We bought them a while back. So we were just yeah, we're going to need an Eldar army at some point. Let's just grab some Banshees while they're in stock. And sure enough, they are no longer in stock. But it doesn't matter because we bought them months ago. Oh. Ulthway Craft World trade is here, have 4 traits. You know what? That's Genestealer Cult style. Bone and Strong Tone Wash. Oh, Iron-Headed. There is going to be a Strong Tone Wash coming at the end of this. I promise you that. But we're going to keep going on these Banshees. Get them all at the pallid bone. We're gonna let them dry, and then there will be a nice strong wash coming down the line. Yeah, I've already got my Strong Tone set aside for exactly that purpose. I promise that is going to happen. All right. Just need to figure out what I'm going to do with chemicals. I think Adam's actually just going to call me in a little bit. Let me, oh, I should. I'm going to know when he calls me. Yeah, the tiny Q-tips or the pointed makeup brush appliers. I think both of those could work really well. I have Q-tips and I don't have the makeup appliers. Although I guess I could probably get them pretty cheap, so maybe I'll look into that, see if I got time. But if I'm lazy and I run out of time, which is exactly what's going to happen, because all of my time is painting Eldar, I'm probably just going to use a Q-tip. All right, nice. Yeah, pallid bone, good color. This is pretty good. I think with Biel-Tan, I think their weapons are black normally. I think that's probably what's going to happen. They'll probably end up black. Here you go, third Banshee done. Bone. Here she goes. Next. Mint bone and strong tone wash for the wraithbone structures and the banshees are dancing on. Oh, you know what? That would also work. Let me see. What other like bone type colors we got? I haven't used all the speed paints yet, but I have them all. Malignant green. That doesn't sound right. Gravelord gray. Interesting. Camel cloak. Oh, there's a. All right, folks. You're allowed to make fun of me for this one. So I sent Adam Abramowitz a message. I'm like, hey, I need to paint a camel cloak. What speed paint should I use? I'm not even lying to you. This is called a camo cloak. Okay. I'm smart. Could have solved the one by myself, but okay. All right. I deserve that. Yeah. So let's keep going. Yeah, that is probably a good idea. So yeah, I think I'll probably just do a darker bone on the wraith bone than the banshee armor. So wraith bone shouldn't be like too light. Well, I don't know. It looks good pale too. Dang, it's choices. I don't know. I'll make it a different color than the banshee armor though. It has to be a little different. Yeah, 14 dead still. Get your laugh reacts in. Okay, I deserve this. It's literally called camo cloak. He hasn't even read the message yet. So like, or no, he has. I think he's gonna call me on Skype at some point. But like, I'm expecting him to be like, hey John, use camo cloak to paint your camo cloak. And I'm just not gonna have an answer. Like, all right, thanks, Adam. John, are you working from the large box of speed paint? Yes. Whatever the biggest box is, I have 2 of those. Oh, there's a whole nother rack of speed paints out here. Hold on. Sand Golem. Golem? I think it's Golem. Sand Golem might be a good one there. Go a little bit, because I think it's a little darker than the pallid bone. I'm leaning Sand Golem. We'll see what's best. But yes, large box of speed paint is what I'm working with, iron-headed. 2 of them. I'm a lucky man. Good friends of the Army Painter hooked me up for this little paint challenge. All right, we need more pallid bone. Where are you? 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, sweet. Hanging around Nick too much. You gained his reading comprehension. 14 dead till you take that back. I can read good. Oh man, that hurts a little bit. It hurts a little bit, 14 dead souls. All right, pallid bone. And here we go. I wonder if I could hold this up. You can see the pallid bone for yourself. I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah, this one's already drying too. It's awesome. Yeah, let's find out. Yes. Is this too much green? All right, her. Yeah, that's the color of pallid bone. Comes up pretty good. Literally one coat, put it on. Frosty Forge, it's Golem. Is it Golem? I don't know. I always read these words and never say them out loud. Nick is leaving me again. He does this too often, really. It hurts. Okay. 4 banshees have the bone done. Picking up number 5. Speed painting. I should have Frosty Forge come over and help me paint. Like, paint challenge it's not just John, it's John and Frosty Forge. It's great. I'm gonna paint 2,000 and like 980 points, and Frosty Forge is gonna paint 20 points because he's gonna paint 1 Howling Banshee. And you know what? In 3 days, that's pretty good for him. Ironheaded says Golem without giving me any hints about how it's pronounced. The deep bone color, time to bleach it. Yeah, so this is a deep bone color. There is the speed paint medium, which you can use to thin it out, which I experimented with, but I actually really liked the deeper bone here. So it's a little bit darker than Howling Banshees are in the artwork, but I think I like the look. I will see. I may go over it when it's all dry and I'm like, we'll see how the time goes. I may go back over it with a highlight or something, but I'm liking it so far. One thing I'm jealous of Eldar for is all the different schemes you can put into one arm to keep it fresh. Yes, Matto, that is something that I am a little bit looking forward to about this project, is that I'm not going to be painting the same color scheme over and over and over, except the vehicles. That's just going to happen. Both of me to assume to get one done in 3 games. Frosty Forge, you can totally paint one Eldar model every 3 days. I've seen you work. 8 hours of work, you'll get it done. The highlights. It's going to take the sword is going to be like an entire day for you, though. Golem is the phonetics. Thank you, Ironheaded. Golem. All right, fair enough. Golem. All right, what was it? Golem Sand? Is that the name of it? Sand Golem. Okay, I'm going to use Sand Golem for the Wraithbone structure when I get to that point. Just need to make sure I don't miss the call from Adam. Yes. Do. All right. Howling Banshees. Woo! Yeah. Not having to go back and put a second layer over anything has been really good because I do not have time for second layers. First layer or bust. Banshee. Go. Think old Yiddish. Ironheaded, that did not help. Are you using the speed painting for the vehicles or airbrush? Aaron, the vehicles are going to be airbrush. However, I have not tried this yet, so I will speak to my results later on in the stream. Adam Abramowitz of Army Painter fame and renown has assured me that speed paints work through an airbrush, which I haven't tried yet, but I trust him because he's done it and he knows a lot more about paint than I do. So I might use speed paint through an airbrush, and if that works, that is going to be awesome. Because, tell you what, I really like me some airbrushing. And yeah, we're definitely going to be airbrushing these vehicles. I do not have the time to paint by hand a large number of vehicles and jet bikes and things like that. So they're getting the airbrush 100%, no doubt in my mind. And that is a very necessary thing. All right. If I average painting 1 squad of 5 a month, I'm lucky. Yeah, you know, it is hard to keep the painting on schedule, but you just gotta power through sometimes. I'm in the middle of replacing all my fine cast Banshee swords, so painting is gonna be a good change. Oh god, Frosty Forge. Yeah, fine cast Banshees, no thank you. We are an all plastic house here, other than the striking scorpions and warp spiders and the things that don't, and the swooping hawks. Other than that, all plastic. Alright, boom. At least speed paint is speedy. I would be dying if it wasn't. Could not imagine doing this without speed paint. I'm already like looking at like what I've done and how long it's taken me to do it, and then I think like, oh, what if I was just using normal paints? And it'd be like, oh, it's over. It's done. It's not happening fast enough. Just gotta apply it like a wash and then trust in the magic. Man, these things are pretty convenient, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, speed paint. Doom. Okay, where are we at? I think young Mel Brooks. Ironheaded, I think you missed the part where I was talking about how I'm younger than the Eldar models. Sorry. I don't even know how people paint rhinos with a brush. I always use a can. Yeah, it's too much. Hard to imagine Mel Brooks being not old. It's been a while, right? I don't know. I've seen some old Mel Brooks movies. Mel Brooks is pretty funny. It's the kind of thing, you know, watch with my dad. All right, 6 Howling Banshees of bone armor. Let's get the second Exarch. This one has mirror swords. The other one has an Executioner. I don't know what the best weapon for a Banshee Exarch is, or at least that's actually a lie. I do, but I didn't know when I built these models a while back. So one is an Executioner, one is mirror sword, and whichever one is best, we'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm gonna say that they both have that one. It'll be good enough for me. I don't even know how people. Yeah, no, airbrushing and rattle cans, it has changed my life. I used to like paint tanks by hand, and that was a lot of effort. Like I'm not going back to that. Are you kidding me? Oh, you youngins. I know, we're young. What happened to the Amazon cardboard pallet? Amazon cardboard pallet? What is the... Are you talking... 14 Dead Soul, are you talking about Nick's Abomination? 14 Dead Soul, just confirm for me before I answer that, because I don't actually... Not really sure what you're asking about. But Nick doesn't have a pallet. He has an Abomination and an embarrassment to the house. Not a pallet. I have sisters, pewters, models older than you kids. 100% iron-headed. I have models older than me that I bought used, so kind of weird. It's like, this model's older than I am, but it genuinely is. That's just kind of weird. But, you live with it, you learn with it, you roll with it. Yeah, I remember, going to, RTTs and, a local gaming store when I was, 13. And, I was maybe not as good at the game back then. It might have, lost a lot, but it's whatever. Yeah, so Nick's paint palette. What happened to it? 14 Dead Souls, that's weird. Weird of you to think that something happened to it. For the record, yes, something happened to it, but we weren't really telling that. Nick actually not only does Nick not know where the paint palette is, he doesn't even know that it's gone. We've done something special with paint palette. Nick doesn't know that. And you know what? It makes me happy. Just a little bit of joy to brighten up my day. All right. Howling Banshee Exarch. Looking good, girl. Man, just a good looking kit. The plastic aspect warriors, so good. We just really need more of that. And specifically, I mean striking scorpions. Maybe warp spiders. Warp spiders aren't bad. All right, it's another one done. On to the next. I believe you that it was part of an Amazon box. I mean, that poor Amazon box has been desecrated beyond belief because Nick's paint palette is the worst thing I've ever seen. Really, really is. I wish he was nearby and could hear me because his paint palette sucks. We should get it and show people. Wasn't there a laptop screen used for mixing paints with Matt O? I can see that Matt O was part of the old guard, the old hangout and hobbies. Indeed, we used to do this with a laptop instead of a desktop, and it used to be in Nick's physical bedroom. And I got to tell you, it was a mess. There's a lot of barking. I'm guessing that we just got a mail delivery. Oh, big old package. Big old package. I don't know what that is. Looks like the new router is working good. I hope so. Yeah, I just saw Richard Siegler confirmed he is not at Cherokee Open, no matter what last minute shenanigans he might have tried to pull. He is still in Florida. Thank goodness. Everyone else has a chance. Alright, Howling Banshees. Pallid Bone. Your pewter warp spiders are older than you kids. Yeah, I really do believe that. Stupid warp spiders. I don't like warp spiders. They're cool. The models have a cool aesthetic design that would be vastly improved by a new model. But I'm just talking the rules because I remember the dark days of 7th edition when every time you shot a warp spider unit, it just moved. And it was like, oh yeah, I'm going to move out and shoot you. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to shoot you back. Like, oh, sorry, I just moved behind a wall because you shot me. I'm like, what? Why can't I shoot you? It was the worst, actually. Very annoying. All right, the pink lemonade is gone. We're moving on to the water. Second cup, activate. Go. This is how I keep myself talking. Nice glass of H2O. Tylon Blas asks, hello there, I'm a new War member and I was wondering how I can get into the Discord. Tylon Blas, send me an email at contact@theartofwar40k.com. That's contact@theartofwar40k.com, and I'll send you a link to get in the Discord. Easy to do. Welcome to the Art of War. Thanks so much for signing up to the War Room. We'll get you right in there so that you can interact with our wonderful, awesome international community. All right, 2 Banshees left. We're going to get that bone color on them. Let's do it. And I'm probably going to turn off the stream in about half an hour if I were to make a prediction, which I'm going to do right now. Because at about 1 p.m., I'm going to be hungry. That's actually not true. I'm already hungry. I'm ready to eat lunch. And I'm going to start this thing back up at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm going to take about an hour break, catch up a little bit on life, school, emails, text messages, whatever. Maybe I'll go play Wordle. And then I'm going to eat lunch. And all of these things are very important to me. And I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back putting more speed paints on more Eldar because I literally just have so much Eldar in this house. But we'll be back. There is no escaping it, no denying it. What is the unluckiest round 1 or 2 pairing you guys have run into at a major? Matt O. It's Matt Evans round 1 at LVO. That was the worst. Not gonna lie, that was the worst. I did once get Nick Nanavati round 1 into GT, but that was more unlucky for him because I was not losing that game. But the round 1 Matt Evans at LVO, I think, is the worst round 1 pairing I've ever gotten. It's like as far as like a good player and an army I really didn't want to play, it was a difficult day. Very, very difficult game. But unfortunately, I lost it. But that's okay. Still had a great time and had a good game with Matt. Something about Matt's, Matt's always good people. It's a tough Wordle today. Yeah. Okay. Well, Wordle's always tough. I will let you know how many it took me when we get back. Probably do that while I'm eating my lunch. We'll see. I am very middle of the road with Wordle. I never get it in 2, always get it in 4 or 5. But like sometimes I'll sneak a 3 in, almost always 4. Sometimes I'll sneak a 5, and it's never a 6, never like a 1 or 2. Sometimes my sister is like, "Oh yeah, I just got it in 2 guesses," and I'm like, "Did you cheat? Like, how do you do that?" Ever ran into Bricky at LVO? I don't know who Bricky is, so maybe. Ironheaded, that was a Crusher Stampede that God rolled me off the table, unfortunately, round 1 of LVO. That was unfortunate. I got blasted. But made a comeback, finished 5-1, even if that tough round 1 knocked me down a peg. Yeah, Howling Banshees. Okay, that's 1 more done. Ran out of paint. Okay, gotta get a little bit more. Boop. Boop. Okay. And we're gonna get this last Banshee done. Might want to try a light bluish gray for the bones. Works very well with a brownish shade like strong tones for bones. Yanni, is that for Wraith Bones or for the armor on the Howling Banshees? Yanni, let me know what you're thinking with that advice. Yeah, man, this speed painting so speedy. Pie for pie, we are making it work. We are getting things done. We're having progress. Let's see. Yeah, speed paint. No models are done. 0 models are done, but that's okay because 41 models have paint on them, and we are powering through. We need a little more than that. Paint, blink. I will not be deterred. I will not be slowed down. I will paint speedily with the speed paint. They'll be going back, of course. There's we're gonna have to add some gemstones, some details. Like we're gonna make sure that we get the finer points on these models. But to start off, we are getting some good base coats down really, really fast because the whole army needs to be tabletop. Details are going to happen, but they're not going to happen first. All right, let's get 2 more drops here. Blink. Okay. Yep. Let's see. Doodly doodly doo doo doo. Wonder what the rest of Art of War is doing right now. I wonder how Cherokee's going. That's like 12:35. I bet round 1 is like wrapping up right now. So maybe like during the break I'll check PCP, see how the boys are doing. We've got 3 Art of War coaches and many friends of the Art of War. Some War Room members as well in attendance. Hopefully they're all doing well, kicking it, crushing it. Hopefully none of them are playing Custodies. I'm just kidding. Everyone, Custodies are great. Yeah. Don't have to be neat. I bet speed painting Poxwalkers would be like 1 hour per 10. Oh, with speed paint, honestly, I bet I could get 20 Poxwalkers done in an hour. Poxwalkers look like they've got to be just like the easiest models to paint. I bet I could get like a whole, an hour easy. Maybe not the basing, but I bet like in 1 hour I could get 20 Poxwalkers done not based. I think that sounds reasonable. Let's add a little more bone. Let's get it on, because I don't think I did it on Jane's helmet. Let's get that done. I'm probably going to end up painting it gold anyway, but we'll just get some down. Okay, speed paint. Painting fast. All right, that was nice fast. You guys sending anyone to Adepticon? Matt, we are sending several summons to Adepticon. I will be at Adepticon. As a matter of fact, we are going to be teaching classes with War Room live at Adepticon. If you check it out, we were really close to selling out last I checked, so take a look, see what kind of tickets are available. But we're going to have classes at several majors upcoming, and you should keep an eye on that. But I will be at Adepticon 100%. Since Banshee Armor is done, it's for the Wraithbone. Thank you, Yanni. Probably a good point. Yeah, base color basing and a few accent marks, colors for icky cuts. Yeah, I'd probably like just do the entire thing in like malignant green and then just like pick out some stuff. It'd be super fast. Oh yeah, Necron Warriors, and there's nothing faster than Necron Warriors. Those are easy to paint quick. Get them done. All right, that is 10 Howling Banshees with base work done. What can I do a little bit of? Because I don't want to run over because I was going to take a break in like 20 minutes. Maybe what I'm going to do, I think, good question. What do I want to do here? I think I'm going to figure out how I'm going to be painting the, we're going to bust out the wet palette. We're going to be using actual honest to God paint. I'm just going to do something real quick on a Banshee. I'm going to paint one power blade that's like sticking out. I want to just paint it blue. And I think I'm going to try with some airbrushing I need to figure out how I want to do the power blades. Ranger Cloaks, now Ranger Cloaks going to take more than 20 minutes. So we're going to do something fast because I'm actually feeling pretty darn hungry. So I am very emotionally prepared to take a lunch break here. Ooh, blue. There we go. All right. Question from Tom B. Do you like when people come up and say hi to you at conventions? I'll be at Adepticon as well. Absolutely. You should come say hi to us. The Art of War, you know what? Honestly, we just love interacting with the community. So 100%, if you see us or anyone in Art of War Jersey, feel free to come up, say hi, introduce yourself. We love, meeting members of the community. We really don't mind at all. So come say hi. If you happen to have beer on you, some of the Art of War team will appreciate that. I myself prefer a nice Coca-Cola, perhaps some water, but that is A-okay. Conventions are fun for a reason. All right, I'm just going to paint one sword blue. This girl is holding her sword very far away from the body. She gets to be the airbrush test. Just do a blue coat. Figure out what this is going to look like. Because Adam's advice was to paint the blade blue and then do a little bit of airbrushing in the middle and then do the plasmatic bolt over it, I think. I like that. I think we're just gonna do them all blue. We're gonna add more blue paint. I think that's gonna be the last thing here is we're gonna put blue on the blades of all of the Howling Banshees so that they'll be very dry when I'm done with streams. So when I'm done with streams, I move on to airbrushing, and that is when even more magic happens. Blue, blue, blue. Cool. Is the future of Space Marines to run Iron Hands for a 6-up Feel No Pain or a 5-up Feel No Pain to survive all the new weapons, ignoring vulnerable saves? Which Marines do in this meta? That is a great question. I think it's less about the chapter. I think it's more about the profiles. I think Marines really want to change up how they're playing the game. I'm actually really excited right now about a Dark Angel Ravenwing army with the new Space Marine Primaris Storm Speeders and like Dark Talons. That's kind of what I'm hyped for, but still not opposed to something like an Ultramarine efficient shooting list. That Custodies kind of scare me a little bit there. So I don't know. We talk about this a lot in our Space Marine clinics in the Worm, so that'd be a great place to get some in-depth answers there. You'll take coffee and like it, John. Really, GW Hope announces some opens soon. They were great last year. Yeah, the GW events were absolutely fantastic. I am also very much hoping that they will announce more soon. They've said. I think they've said that there are more coming. I'm assuming there are more coming. The first several were, by all metrics that I'm aware of, were successful. So I really hope that there's more. Yeah, we will have to see about that. Power blades. Zing. Zing. I'm just glad I get to use the wet palette. With contrast paints, there's a nice trick for your energy weapons. Dampen it with a clean brush. Apply paint, then clear brush, and remove part of the paint. Color again might work for speed paint too. Gotta be fast. Yanni, I might try that. I need to talk to Adam. I think we're actually gonna have a phone call on my lunch break where I'm gonna ask him about both Ranger Cloaks and power weapons. And we're going to see. But I think starting with a nice blue coat here is not going to go wrong, because I like blue power weapons a lot. I think blue is just a good looking color for those. Can't go wrong with a nice, bright, glowy blue. All right. Blue, blue, my sword is blue. Blue is my sword when I'm without you. See, this is going so fast. You're getting through these Banshees. All right, I am ready for lunch. This is what's happening now. I'm ready to go. All right, let's dink, 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 dink. There we go. All right, batch painting is doing its job. But on the other hand, it's like I totally could have like some finished models right now if I was just like painting each model to completion, then the next model, and the next model. But I know that for the long term, this is faster. But I'm like, man, I want to see these models finished. Like I want to see what's happening. All right. More blue. There you go. That went pretty fast. More blue. One less Banshee. Do you play any console games? A little bit. I actually wasn't much of a console gamer historically. I didn't really play video games growing up. But I am very excited to get Total War 3, probably after the Streamhouse RTT for Warhammer. I have a Nintendo Switch that I just got for Christmas, and I'm slowly like adding my repertoire. Got into Smash a lot, which is very bad for my time. But you know what? It's so good that I don't mind. Love me some Smash. All right, we're going to do the same thing for Jane Czar's blade, I think. Nice, thin blue. And we'll look into airbrushing this lady a little bit. Dink, clean that up. Oh no, Eldar Karaoke Emperor, save us. I'm so sorry, Iron-Headed. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when Nick leaves me alone. It's a very dangerous business. All right, is that the last of the blue? I think so. I think her little spinny weapon will be a different color. I think that's fine being silver. Just want to get the blue energy weapon effect. Okay, so that's that. Batch painting is absolutely the way to go. A little hard to see how the speed paint results looking to me, John. I think the speed paint stuff is looking fantastic. I'm actually really, really happy with how it is popping up so far. But that was just the first section. That was just like 3.5 hours. That was 3 hours and it was 3 hours and 15 minutes, and we've got a couple colors on 40 Aspect Warriors, and that is okay for me because you know what? John needs a sandwich. Matt Allen with a Falcon Punch, love it. All right, well, I'm gonna call this stream over. However, come back at 2 p.m. Eastern time. That'll be me back on the saddle again. I think I'm gonna be joined by the Archon Scar. I need to check the schedule. We've got different people showing up at different times to keep me company. But either way, I'll be back at 2 p.m. Eastern time, ready to keep painting Eldar. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I'll send you away with a little intro to the War Room. If you've ever had any curiosity or questions about the War Room, enjoy this little commercial, and hopefully we'll see you there. We've got a lot of content coming up next week, both in and out of the War Room, with the Streamhouse RTT. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to go eat lunch, and I'll be right back. Keep me company then. Bye-bye.
There's so many rules in 40K, hundreds of events, and constant updates. Skip the learning curve of Warhammer and join the pros. Art of War is led by multiple world champions with decades of success. We teach clinics, stream games, and inspire you to succeed at your favorite hobby. Join our global community of gamers just like you.